Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session today. It's lovely May 28th. Happy spring. Happy Flareon. Happy day.
Totally.
Larian.
You totally threw him off there. Now he's not going to be able to have this session.
Let's go around the room and tell us, everyone, taking at least 2 minutes, how your day's going. I'm just kidding.
Well, it was going fine.
Oh. Okay, should we just recap then?
Stream is working. All good.
Sweet.
Yeah. The answer of how my day's gone is it's going to change in about 1 hour.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Thank you.
2 hours for me.
Oh, I get it. Okay. I was confused there until I realized, oh yeah, time zones.
Who wants to tell us what happened last session in brief?
Doc and Snap don't have the notes up, so I will not.
Oh, I did it last time.
I do have them up.
Oh, sorry, session 28. On the 28th. Okay. Sorry, you actually do. Okay. So, we had an unforgettable luncheon. I don't know what the hell that reference is, but we went to the Waka Bos, which is a place that was created by one of the previous heroes of this world. A very eclectic menu with places all over Bos. They had a nice little meal. They were served by the adopted daughter of said hero, and then as they were leaving, they stopped as a fight seemed to be starting between some strange Tasmanian devil, who I guess is just called a devil in this world, and a porcupine. Apparently, there's some type of offense that the devil created, and so we kind of like just went all stereotypical and just assumed that the devil was the bad guy, and then kind of started beating him up to try to make peace there. Turned out, oh no, this is actually all just like a little play for this new SHL, the Storied Histories League, who do all sorts of little presentations like this around Bos with these strange little, just like heroes and villains fighting in front of your eyes. We ended up going later to a place at like some sort of like a museum where the champion of this league, who's like this big deer, has like an actual power to, we think maybe like to stop time and appear somewhere else or something like that. I don't know. He seemed to move very quick and was very strong, and we were like, okay, yeah, we're inevitably going to have to take it away from this guy at some point, but well. Oh yeah, and Turner had also been previous to that. Turner had been approached by some members of the Brouhaha who apparently have a stake in this, who are helping, I think, with the special effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I missed anything important. No.
Okay. So the party's currently split, but you're able to reconvene at a nice tavern, perhaps, that Huston picked out, the Marked Tigress. It's still early evening, because that museum thing didn't go that long. There's a bit of time to do things more, or you could call it an early night. Huston's down for whatever. You're maybe in a nice little meeting room in the hallway next to your two rented out rooms, well fed. There's been some talk, OOC, of what to do without a clear consensus other than one or two things that some players like, yeah, I definitely want to do this. How is the discourse going now, in this moment? What are you planning? What are you talking about?
Do you want us to go into character or just kind of like zoom out and then advance the day?
Whatever you'd like. But if it goes too long, I'll be like, Urgh.
Okay. And I just imagine as they're all kind of like in the room, Turner's just gonna kind of say this. Well, I think I'm going to rip the bandage off in the morning and go see the old family.
Oh, will they be happy to see you? It seemed a little awkward.
I think mostly ambivalent. A person or two might be pleased to see me.
Sounds wondrously awkward.
There's not a huge amount of people that I need to catch up with, so it shouldn't take too much time. Alex, did you say that you were looking to craft something in the meantime while we were in town?
Yeah, if we have time. Depends on how long we're gonna be here. My guess is... I mean, ideally, we wait for Huston to figure out what he needs to finish up, and then presumably head on the way.
Well, I know you probably have little interest in any reunions, but might be able to make use of some of their stations there.
Huston would say, "Yeah, I'm a setup here. I think this time master you mentioned, if that's the only thing that's making this city crazy, and a good kind of crazy, I can make a lot here. And more people are coming in. I watched the gate for a couple hours over lunch. Security's great. I can pay for a spot that isn't seedy. You can do your own things. I will say though, if you are going to be doing other things, perhaps maybe I should not pay you the full set of wages for this set, you know. But yeah."
I know it is.
Well, we'll have to.
Opposite ti-
We'll have to see if the SHL can stage a sabotage on your equipment so we can protect it.
Oh, that does remind me. If we need to come up with costumes or something, if we go that route, we could probably buy some of that silk for ourselves and as advertising. Who knows, right?
If I sell enough, I'll be out. Done for the year. Well, we'll see.
One could say time
Karufi's
is on
really
your
helping.
side.
What, people?
I could say time is on your side, but well,
You know, every time I think we need to get a pun jar for you, Wade. Every time it's a gold.
I feel like it helps pass the time. But
Cat's
Alright,
always
that's
so
two.
sly.
what was that even a? By the gods.
And you'd give us a discount, wouldn't you, Huston?
He clears his throat. Yes, of course, yes.
Great. We'll get back to you on that.
Join us to help in the fight against the crime family, but a discount is a tall order.
I never said that. You guys helped get it here, so of course. It just gives me a bit of pause because the whole reason we're here is to sell it and make money, right?
Fair enough. So, what is always your take on this SHL league? If it'd be worth finding
believe
some way
this-
to invest in.
I believe SHL League is redundant.
I think it's neat.
I suppose it doesn't mind. But I'm in favor of investigating if it'll get us closer to this Time Master or whatnot.
Don't think he's really doing any harm.
Yet.
We haven't seen it for long enough. I think we need to at least observe that for a little while. After all, the last time we left things completely ignored, it didn't go too well, and it was only a glance by some of us, really. Although getting close is the hard part.
If anything,
Last
he's
time-
hurting it.
Last time the person with these abilities was using them repeatedly on other people. That's not the case here.
Well, my only hope is that if he's not using it with ill intent, that he is he's capable of actually defending himself, and that this is not all just for show.
He's got plenty of security too. As long as it stays in his hands, yeah, things are looking pretty good.
I'm not sure what will corrupt faster, power or fame.
Or Scrusha. He might figure it out.
I wonder what would win, someone who can stop time or someone who seems to just keep retrying.
Well, I mean, if we fight each other forever, problem solved. But our other alternative was just to book it from this town and investigate that transforming service, for lack of better words.
That won't be until summer, so we have time for that.
It's the 20th day of third spring moon.
If we go now, we would be ahead. tell you if I get any dreams, though.
Fantastic. Well, since we're at an impasse, I can start sketching up alter egos for us if you all wish.
You know what?
Well,
Why not?
That would depend on what our actual plan is for that. Maybe we should ask around and see how involved that will be. From what you said before, it sounds like we could probably be popular for a while, and then once we get close enough, we talk with them and then go. But the problem with that is the getting popular parts.
That's kind of what I was thinking. We're not going to be able to stay, on the down low forever, but doing anything to accelerate the process just does not seem like a good idea to me.
Well, if we do this, we just won't use our time powers.
And if our alter egos are good enough disguises for ourselves, these could be our secret identities, as it were.
But
I don't think my alter ego is going to work too well. I'm just going to have to act as a pet.
But think of all the scenes saying that you can do, Alex.
This sort of disguise might be useful, actually.
And you can always do better than devil horns.
And hey, if the disguise doesn't work, you could, tweak it. You could do it in some. If you're doing it here, it's a little less, risky. Since, they already know it's a disguise, kind of. But everyone acts like it's not. It's cool.
That reminds me. I saw some agent putting up some new flyers when I was coming back here for the night. As he produces it, he says, I grabbed this one. If you are going to do your own research and contact this Time Master, it's probably safer and faster, but... And he shows it to you, and it's a new flyer that is advertising specifically the Brutal Battle that's upcoming, the biggest event so far. And it says that the Time Master will be giving his power to the winner.
Oh. Well,
Oh.
now we have a stake.
Crim squints at that and says, but why?
Just putting that all up in the open.
There's like an ellipsis under it that's like ... but he thinks he's gonna win. Good luck.
I'm sure he does.
Crim looks at the others at that and says, you don't think he'll be there, do you?
I probably will.
Depends on how widespread these were distributed.
Turner's gonna look at the date for the battle.
I was hoping you wouldn't ask that. It is in a time that is coming soon.
Okay.
A few
Theater near you.
days.
Okay.
It's upcoming.
Looks like they don't have a date yet. Okay.
It says
Well, if that's
TB,
the-
or it says soon and then has a little TM.
Yeah, there you go. It builds the hype.
That's the same answer that happens when I'm waiting for my favorite mod to come out. When's it coming? Soon.
When's release?
That's what everybody names their
Right.
magic harp.
So,
Well, there's only one more problem now. Who do we need to bribe to win?
Do you not have any confidence?
He's got a good point, actually. We don't know how this works. If it goes by the same rules as everything else, the whole thing's probably staged.
If that's
They
the
decide
case,
who wins.
then
I think
it's a... Well, I mean, if that's the case, we'd have to probably build up our popularity really quickly, and then once we get into it, we'll probably have to act the part and be popular enough to be the challengers, and then right at the very end, we actually beat him up.
Wait. I don't think... Are they 1v1s? I mean, when we saw the other performance, there were multiple of them fighting him at once.
Maybe it's dynamic teams.
looking at the art for the brutal battle, it shows like a lot of people in the ring, but it's kind of abstract.
It's a battle royale, but we all just team up against him.
Well,
Maybe you could just bribe the showrunner, managers, whatever, who run the show. They could arrange for it. I don't know.
And if we don't, the question remains: if we cannot beat Scrooge, how can we beat him? Even if we're pretending.
What if, like, the champion, like, you know, before he gives the set to us all, he just says, his truth is, it's all fake.
well,
Tries.
Wade brings up a good point. It doesn't seem like these powers have any kind of limitation on their use when anybody other than us uses them.
it does make them go a little crazy, so that's probably the limitation.
Maybe that's for the best.
Oh, I'm going to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
We'll sleep on it, and we'll think on it, and then we'll do something about it.
Right. Okay. Oh, and Turner.
Yes?
I'll come with you tomorrow if you're still going.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I mean, can't be worse than my home situation, right?
Well, that depends on your perception, your perspective. There will be a lot of nerds there.
Oh, right. I'll bear with it. Don't worry about it. He gives a thumbs up.
He kind of nods, takes off his glasses, and just kind of wipes them down.
Okay.
Gets ready to sleep.
Think time.
Yeah. Sleepy time. It's a nice sleep where you're able to digest the very large and delicious succulent meal of the walker bows that you had for lunch still. It's still there. Anyway. In the morning, it's a little drizzly, a little cloudy, but that does not diminish the hype and the color and the spirit of the city. Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to do whatever, although I think we'll want to zoom in for the attempt to the brouhaha.
Mm-hmm. When they're in the morning, Turner doesn't immediately go for his alumni robes, which he usually likes to don. He just kind of keeps those folded up and finds like an old, maybe slightly tattered, just typical traveler's outfit. Might look a little bit similar to what some of those other crows were wearing.
Okay. See, this will probably be a notable amount of time. Do other people want to go, or do you want to make it go faster with just 2 people?
Anyone's welcome.
I'm good to hold off. I got
Just 2 people for what part? Oh, this is the...
Brouhaha.
I think with what Crim is thinking of for his persona and stuff for their little league attacking, Crim's gonna think, I need to start spreading the word now. So he's gonna go, not to like involve himself, but like to plant the idea that, oh, Turner has a pet dragon. For the later persona.
I see. I'll be the dragon tamer.
There's literally no way that Crim is getting disguised in any other way. Pet dragon is the only option he has.
Well, Turner's flattered that you picked him.
He could never be the pet of someone that he's not smarter.
Okay. And Alex?
I guess I'll go with Turner.
Okay.
Okay.
On the way there, Turner will just kind of look to Alex. So what were you planning to create?
Not sure yet. Probably a spell scroll or something.
Well, Would he know of them having like crafting tables for that?
They definitely would not have the materials to craft magical spell scrolls.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they're
I mean,
artificer
well,
people.
I don't need all that much. I basically just need... I mean, I have calligrapher's supplies. I shouldn't really need much of anything.
Okay. Well, sorry, I thought I would be able to set you up with some type of working station there, but, well...
To be clear, I wasn't planning on doing it here.
I just thought to give you at least some benefit of coming, but I tried.
It's easy enough to maybe take to the altitudes to get a better visibility, maybe ask some folks, hey, where do you think the brouhaha are currently? You know, it's always a bit of an event when the caravan of wandering brouhaha, brilliant people that install their ideas as fixtures in this developing world, are in town. So you can find them after a few minutes, although it takes maybe half an hour to actually get there.
You damn walkers.
Well,
On the southeastern periphery of town, where there's less refurbishment and active neighborhoods back to back, and more of a quieter, abandoned feel, you come to a large collection of wagons that is taking up like a street and 2 corner blocks. Looks like there's about 200, 300 folks living here. About 2/3 of them at least are corvids. You got jays, you got rooks, you got ravens, you got crows. It's a pretty noisy place. It's a pretty jovial place. There's young ones running around, old folks stooped, walking around, not really flying anymore. There's all these wagons of different purposes. Some are open for crafting. Some are open and you see a bunch of just perches for birds, feral or otherwise, to sleep on. Indeed, some uplifted crows kind of got their heads under their wings there. The smell from various cook pots, children laughing. The mood changes when you arrive, Turner.
at first, Crim kind of likes it.
Yeah. People talk. Oh, you want to read? Okay.
Okay. He just kind of like keeps his head a bit low. I was expecting at least maybe some upturned beaks.
Yeah,
I can make a lot of.
Go ahead.
I can make a lot of murder jokes right now.
I've heard that one before, Turner. Have you?
You should see it when there's only a few of us there. People say it's barely a manslaughter.
I believe it.
Your arrival doesn't cause so much as a stir as it does a swift but quiet propagation of who's that? Oh, that's near. There are some upturned beaks. There are some quieting downs. There are some. Where's his fancy magic school robes? And why is he back? I thought he really didn't want to ever come back. Not all hostile, more lukewarm. There's some, hey, welcome back. But the majority is less than lukewarm, you would think. But has that really changed too much since you left? Maybe not.
Okay. He's just kind of like looking around to see if he can find just a couple of familiar faces. Let me make sure he's got names correct in there. In particular, maybe an elderly raven or perhaps a deer.
Looking around, you don't see any deer right now. But you do find an elderly raven, or rather she finds you as word spreads through this encampment, where word of mouth is like the lifeblood of news and information. She comes over to you, her plumage missing a few feathers here and there, her beak texture not smooth, but kind of craggy, but her eyes still bright. And she comes out to give you a hug with her wing arms.
Yeah, the first corvid that Turner actually looks a bit happy to see. He just kind of goes in there and gives her a hug.
And those of you onlooking don't really see much of a family resemblance. She pulls back.
That was the first thing that Crim checked for, as he just kind of tilts his head curiously.
Alright, hello, this is Sierra. She's actually, I guess you could say, my grandmother, for whatever that means in a place like this.
Oh, don't be like that. We're all your grandmother here. You know how it works. I'm Sierra. Nice to meet you all.
Hi. just in town for a bit. These are. He kind of goes off and introduces you guys.
Welcome, friends of Turner. I hear he's a friend of mine.
Oh, huh. Word is spread.
Yes. Dynamo Piper came back a few. I don't know. Time's funny now, but they told me a lot of people don't really care to use that name for you, but I will, of course.
I appreciate it.
When Turner had introduced Crim, he just does his little show dragon pose again. Best cover.
He just kind of like rolls his eyes a little bit. That one can talk.
Crim deflates.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Crim. I just don't want to deal with the song and dance right now.
I was trying to do a persona for later, but okay.
We'll have time.
Really learn some powerful magic at that school.
Well, I mean, I could do that, but well.
He could. He's a great mage.
Yeah.
By Lathander, I knew you had it in you. They'll see eventually.
Yeah.
They'll all see.
but they probably wouldn't care. Has Elwyn been around?
Oh yes, he's doing something in town somewhere. Probably fetching supplies for others.
Oh, Elwyn was well, the one who tried the hardest to conscript me into following the traditions here. But so well, aside from just being able to see a friendly face for once, we just wanted to know what the Pathfinder might happen to know, or the rest of you guys, about all of these phenomenons going around the world.
You would think maybe ask up to like some uplifted corvids who are like on the roofs and taking flights and resting and stuff alongside other feral birds. Hey, what do you think? How about here? Oh, I heard from so and so, blah blah blah, and you kind of get some information quickly that they had been coming from the south, much like you guys had, and the ones they've heard about are the same ones you have. Although there's still rumors being generated, like weird things off to the west, to the northwest. Words, of course, of this trend of coy hunters killing people for their powers. A bit of a state of fear developing among probably anyone who still has them, unless they're powerful enough to feel secure. Says yeah.
Specification on that. Northwest is where that's happening?
West and northwest, yes.
I see.
But there's certainly no powers that they know of among the Brouhaha.
Probably for the best.
Word of advice: if you ever happen to get entangled in that, which I know would be against the tribe policy, but all you have to do to get rid of it is just tell a secret. It's quite that simple.
Okay. He seems interested in this. What? You know a way to make the power... Please explain.
Oh, so we're speaking with the Pathfinder right now? Or with her? Because you said he, so
No,
I didn't know who you're talking about.
No, I meant she if I said he.
Oh, okay. All
Zira.
right. Yeah, we've been around the eastern part of the continent for the last few months. We'd seen our fair share of these and helped get rid of a couple. And then he kind of like looks around. Is anyone else kind of like around them or like eavesdropping?
Yeah.
Took a lot of trial and error. More error, really.
He kind of lets that thought dangle then and doesn't say anything. But yeah, we've found the best way to dispel it.
Well, it doesn't really dispel it. It just moves it out of whoever had it and then makes it obtainable by somebody else nearby, so...
There's a couple whispers from people eavesdropping, and she suddenly like straightens a bit, looks kind of sharp and younger for a moment, and then leans into, realize this could change everything. This is very important if it's true. I will have to spread this knowledge. This is important. It will save lives everywhere.
At least one coin hunter already knows about it and doesn't care.
What was Crim saying?
Yeah, Crim was saying, you said that you didn't know anybody with it. Do you actually know someone not in the clan, maybe?
Roll an insight check.
He's bad at those.
He's bad at those.
Oh boy.
Can I roll with advantage?
Yeah, 6.
No, she seems just surprised by the news. You wouldn't detect any misinformation? Oh, no, don't know anyone personally. Go ahead.
I am kind of interested in the response of some of the other people nearby, because they do seem... I'm kind of surprised that all of these onlookers seem so interested in this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would
yeah,
Turner just
roll.
think it's kind of typical of them to be nosy, despite not having noses.
Well,
Yeah, you know the Bruhawk tend to be gossipy, yeah.
That is a...
70 billion.
It is an 18.
And
Close.
You're trying to read the room, as it were. Very interested in this news, which seems like very important news. You're not getting like ill intent, but definitely like a gossipy vibe, like, oh, you are certain this will spread like wildfire. And you know the Bruhaha will spread themselves. So, yeah.
Edward will lean over to Turner. Was it such a good idea to tell him this?
Well, out of character, I didn't realize there was a bunch of people around as I said this at first, so I don't know. But it seemed harmless. I'm just trying to keep them out of it, or help them stay out of it.
kind of looks like they want to tell the world at that point.
This is to be celebrated, yes! She laughs at his little, like, jig and his some answering cause.
Maybe just be a bit... I know I'm asking a lot, but maybe just try to be cautious with how you spread this. I was perhaps a bit too hasty myself.
This will save lives if you simply have to tell a secret, and then you don't have to be killed if someone accosts you saying, oh, check out my time power, now I will take yours, or die. You could say, actually, I never liked my father, and then boom, you were not killed, yay!
Well, it's not.
Alex
not
is going to cast message on Crim. Shut up right now.
Well,
Okay.
well, I suppose if this place still keeps taking the wiping our hands clean route, then that is one way you can go about it.
Okay.
Does Crim respond to Alex, by the way, or no?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find Crim when we're a little more not surrounded by everybody to further explain what that was all about.
Okay. Well, this big news. There's something I want to tell you, though. If I ever saw you again, and here you are. Did you graduate? That could wait. What was it? Oh, yes. I thought you might be interested. I assume you've got that, the timepiece in plain sight, Turner?
Yeah, he still wears it.
Okay. She looks at it fondly and says, you probably still recall where I got that. Never really found the source of it. Some wreckage and Karifi, but since further restoration last time we've been here, we arrived, and the area that I found it all those years ago, we find out that it was actually from a pretty important place, or so the Seekers or Keepers, or whichever one it is, has identified from records.
Tell me more.
Well, she raises her voice and kind of opens her body up so people onlooking could also hear this. The thing around your neck came from the wreckage of a house that belonged to the Devron. Maybe it was his. Maybe his wife. Did he have a wife? I don't know.
Let me roll a history check. Just for funsies.
Okay.
Cashmere will gasp in exaggeration.
17.
Devron!
Not that one. 17.
You make a deception check, Snap, to
Why
convince other
not?
people that this is amazing news. 17.
See how this goes.
Actually, 16, if that matters. Ooh.
16.
10. Okay, the gasp is like what do you call it? Like reflexively imitated by some of the people around. These birds are so prone to mimicry, and the mood kind of catches. It's a pretty easy DC, and people are like, oh, "Wow, look at Devon, he's right! Wow, cool."
Actually, potentially relevant question. Has the Devron that we know seen this necklace?
Yeah, I think so. History for this. Gosh, the history surrounding a near legendary person is hard to differentiate fact and fiction. Oh yeah, a lot of people have claimed, oh, I was his first wife. Oh yeah, this record says he had a whole brothel of people who just wanted to be with this guy who was so important and helped found Cynthia and Kharafi and all
Would that
this.
be a harem? Anyway.
It's the otter
Sure,
one.
yeah.
Brothels where you go to pay for
So,
services.
with the result you got, you're not sure what's true.
And they know for certain this was his home?
Yes, at least one of them. He probably had a few, but they are pretty certain he lived there. There's other records that they say, yeah, he was here.
Would Turner remember if it was working before or after he received it?
You can decide.
Okay. Well, I can feel a bit less. I don't know if I should feel better about tweaking, about getting it to work. He actually kind of like holds it out and like opens it and shows the little focus crystal that he has inside there. It's been quite useful for my studies.
About to say something else when there's a few more brouhaha of various ages coming by with like big platters of food. It's like, oh, it's breakfast time. The cooks are bringing the food to everyone, just distributing them, and to you guys as well. They don't even hesitate. It's some type of porridge with some yummy spices. But before they leave, one of them would give you a second glance, Turner. You would probably know his name. He's a pro, say late middle-aged. His name is Gogglehead. And he would say, "Oh, it's you, Near. Welcome back."
He just kind of just rolls his eyes a little bit, but doesn't make a big show of it. Thanks.
You successful after your trip to the magical school? Is that why you're back?
Well, the two are unrelated, but you can say I was.
Oh, great. Good to hear. What have you accomplished?
Well, I had recently, sorry, I'm trying to think of how he'd word it, because I don't know if graduate is really the right word. Well, I was perhaps at the top of my league, and I'm now out in the world, putting my knowledge to use. I made it to quarterfinals in Arcane Dodgeball before an injury had benched me, but
He fails to hide a smirk, but that smirk is mirrored by authentic smiles in a couple of the other brouhaha in this food distributing team. That's nice. Did good at sports. Listen, Nair, our people develop ideas that change the world, that are permanent, or even if they're not successful, they're helping build other ideas. You're a good kid, just lost. Don't leave again. We can help. We could do more than sports or whatever.
If I had any interest in continuing your work, I wouldn't have left in the first place. But there's a lot that I'm able to... There's a lot of good I've been doing with my knowledge, with everything that I've learned. So I think I'm putting my talents to use in the best way.
He looks at you, Cashmere, Turner, or not Turner, Alex and Crim, as if trying to determine if Turner's telling the truth.
Cashmere will make his smile bigger and will walk over to Turner to put his arm around his shoulder.
I'm sorry, what's the specific thing that they're checking? Like, what Turner said on...
Yeah, like, I'm doing good for the world, I'm happy.
I'm trying to get a read on Turner and get an idea if he looks like he wants any of us to intervene or say anything on his behalf.
I think he's just kind of like just leaving the floor open for you guys if you want to. He's not really used to this situation, so if he doesn't really know.
Yeah, Cashmere doesn't even really think about it. He just puts his arm around Turner and like... Turner's done a lot.
Are you able to be more specific? I'm hearing a lot of accomplishment. You know, around here we like data. I've developed this. I have created this.
Well, and he held up his finger and points to Crim. He created a dragon.
Crim smiles nervously at that. He nods.
Well, resurrected someone as a dragon. Same thing. Isn't that right, Turner?
He's just kind of like looking at you, just like his eyes are, his expression is kind of just saying, "Where are you going with this?" But lo and behold.
And look, he can dance. He motions to Crim.
I'm not good at that part.
Ask resolve. What do you do, Crim?
Yeah, I'm curious about this.
Never seen a dancing dragon. Oh, you talk.
Yeah, I could talk. I could also
When he
dance,
talks.
but not as good at that part.
But no, in all seriousness, we've been rather busy trying to do it. Why are we justifying ourselves to you?
Alright. I'm trying to offer helpful advice, but if you truly are resurrecting dancing, talking dragons, maybe the world could use some more of that somewhere.
Yeah, I suppose you
Exactly.
can all call me. I suppose you can all call me the Dragon Razor, the Dragon. What am I even doing?
He's doing great things. And if you can't realize that, then maybe you don't deserve him.
You know, I did
Whoever you
notice
are.
that everyone here was a lot quieter once we arrived. Were you offended that he just wanted to do something else? It's sometimes people are pretty happy when someone wants to leave the nest and try new things, not I'll stop talking now.
I think the term you're looking for is wasting their potential.
Oh, I was thinking of a different word, but okay.
Sierra nods.
Translating.
Potential. That's something we know about, don't we, Gogglehead? He says, Yes,
Well-
realizing potential is important, and I hope you can realize yours if you are so interested in eschewing the other potential you hatched with here.
Well, I'm sure if I pursued that one, you would still hate me just as much, but for different reasons.
I don't. He looks at Alex. I don't think anyone here hates you. There's just some disappointment at recent choices. I'll take my leave. We'll have to do other things. This indicates the food. There. He nods to you and keeps going. The others follow. Couple giving like pitying glances to you, Turner. And there's also a few looks at you, Turner, of course, now that you've talked. Or not Turner. I keep saying Turner. Crim, now that you've
They're
talked.
the same person. They're the same picture.
Cashmere will glare at them as they leave.
Well, he kind of looks to Seer and then kind of holds out the lock and says, well, I think the person who this was originally for would be happy that one of us is seeing our true potential.
Absolutely! And hey, even if it is, you know, gestures to you, Crim, that's great, and you many years ahead of you to grow further. You'll do things.
Do you think it would please our heavens to know at least that what they taught me here is what paid for my tuition?
Yes! Why don't we stay a while? I want to hear all about it over lunch.
I suppose. The rest of you all are free to stay around as long as you need. But you don't have to be here for this if you don't want.
Cashmere still has his arm. Cashmere still has his arm around Turner's shoulder. He just says,
Yep, you are
Nah.
free to do as you want.
"Nah, I think I'll stick around."
I'll join and back up with you in just a second, and Alex is gonna kind of wave Crim over to somewhere where they can not be mobbed by eavesdroppers, hopefully.
Eavesdroppers. Yeah, Crim will glance around nervously and follow.
Hey, sorry I cut you off like that. I figured it was probably best if I figured you were about to tell them more specifics on how giving up powers worked, and I thought it might be better if they didn't have that information.
Well, that wasn't my plan, actually.
Oh,
I don't know what you stopped me for.
sorry. I thought that's what you were gonna say.
I was just going to discourage them from spreading the info at all because they didn't have all of it. Because I know these kinds of people. They like being correct. They like new things. So if I give them a little less confidence, maybe they wouldn't. They're so fanatical. Never expected the brouhaha to be like this. Thought they'd be more... I don't know what they thought they'd be like. But now they're like... It's almost like a cult. I read about this. It's weird.
If that's
I'm
how I
trying to do
describe
that.
him or not. But it is certainly not what I was expecting. Actually,
So-
what am I saying? It feels like I'm right back at home. It's exactly what I was expecting.
Oh, really? Can't say the same. You've seen my home. Either way, well, now that I didn't tell them, they might spread around the word more and be wrong, and
Well,
that'll lead to them trying the secret, and then it'll be bad, and they'll get angry, and they'll kill him anyway. That's
I
how the
mean,
info will go.
there's no reason you can't bring that up now.
I guess.
Again, I'm sorry. Anyway,
I have a concurrent moment with Turner and Cashmere.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
What's up?
with his arm still around Turner's shoulder, he will say in a low voice to him, like, "Hey, you know you're not a disappointment, right?"
Oh, depends on who you ask, but appreciated regardless.
No, it doesn't. You're not a disappointment. Like, their opinions don't matter. They're just a bunch of birds, nerds, and birds.
Well, those two words do rhyme.
They sure do.
And
But I mean it. You're not a disappointment.
thanks. I thought I'd kind of be past even caring about it. Besides, I left this place almost a decade ago, but well, when you're back in it, you just kind of feel like that little fledgling still sometimes, I suppose.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That was me, like, 1 or 2 weeks, like 2 weeks ago. How long has it been?
A little over a week.
Oh. Yeah, just, you feel so small. Because it's like you never left, in a way.
Yeah, and all the time I've been gone, it seems like no time has passed here. They still have their same ideals, not wanting to get involved in any of the actual problems of the world. But
Yeah. But unlike them, you can leave. We both can.
And I will again soon.
He grins at Turner. Good.
I didn't spend all those years fixing toilets to let that tuition go to waste.
You fix toilets?
Well, when they realized that they had a handyman, of course they wanted to take advantage of that.
Huh. Did it pay well?
Well, it got me my robes.
Not bad.
Of course, when I when Cole managed to talk me into trying out for the team, well, I had to do that a little bit less.
meanwhile, in Karifi, what's Wade doing? Other parts of Karifi.
Let's see. He's probably like just having a smoke break right outside the room, like jotting down, sketching out ideas on like a little notepad. Like you know, like the scene like Peter Parker, or like in the first Spider-Man, where like he's like designing his costume.
Yeah, it's a good montage.
That and just like a little like spider web of like connecting like ideas and such. But he's just waiting to discuss it with everybody once they're done.
Okay. Cool. Well, you're welcome to spend plenty more time among the brouhaha if you wish.
He wouldn't stay too long. He'd give
Okay.
his grandmother, like, a final hug. Somewhere there, they'd probably see his mother there, but what's a mother in this type of a place? Just another
You
person.
pick up, since you are spending more time there, you would pick up on a trend. Your naturally analytic categorization type of mind is seeing like the older folks in the brouhaha are more likely to treat you with alienation than the younger folks. But there's not like hatred or like go away. It's just there's a lot of like, oh okay, he's back. There's not a lot of surprise in those eyes either.
He guess it's about the best he could have hoped for.
If you're a magic guy with the toilets like J.K. Rowling toilets,
You'll have to go there to see the toilets for yourself.
Oh no, the chamber pot of secrets.
And just keeping pacing in mind, do you want to zoom in for the scene of you guys like reuniting and sharing costume ideas, or what's kind of the next steps for the
Oh.
party?
Does Crim make his cautionary statement again about be careful about spreading this information? There's parts of it you may not know.
Yeah, Crim will kind of mask it as he'll basically say that it's unstable. Like the whole secret thing is like a guess that hasn't always worked. And it's more like, be careful spreading this around because you might make them even more mad and more likely to kill, kind of thing. As a cautionary tale from an academic perspective, a surprisingly brainy dragon at... God, what's his intelligence again?
Wasn't it like 16 or so?
8 million.
Because you had like 3 stats
the
at
one-
16.
The one thing I didn't open. Okay, there it is. No, his int is 17.
Oh, nice.
That's his highest stat.
So you are cautioning them.
Yeah, he's cautioning them about like the information we received or the information we discovered is not something that can be safely or rigorously tested due to the nature of what the fuck.
Okay. You put that out there. The core message remains the same that's bubbling around the brouhaha and probably in the beaks of those going further into the city. Tell a secret, and you can lose the time power. But you do spread some caution that maybe this won't work, maybe there's something more to it, it's incomplete.
we'll be able to discuss like the ideas for the league. Sorry, it was what's called an UPS.
SHL.
SHL.
Yes. What did you think that stood for?
Sorry, I'm tired. But
The E is for
so,
EP.
The USA?
Oh no.
So step 1. Alright, so make our alter egos and through these leagues make a minor name for ourselves. Step 2. Offer ourselves up as cannon fodder, or I think I heard the term was jobbers, for this Time Master. And organize a match where we can get in contact with his manager or whoever's pulling his strings. Step 3. Communicate to his manager the imminent danger he is in of someone like Scrooge killing him for his powers. And through that, bribery, charms, or whatnot, get him to agree to have us win the final match. A match with the Time Master.
How are we going to
The-
put
the
ourselves
fit-
in that match if we are jobbing?
We could give the Time Master the impression that he's going to win, but then actually beat him. And in front of a crowd who'll have no choice.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, if we are off, or oh, sorry. Just to clarify, I thought he meant like we go in just acting as jobbers, quote unquote. Did you mean
Well,
only to him or?
No, to everyone else, like, we'll kick ass. Like, in the minor leagues,
okay,
like, we'll
okay.
do well. But then once we actually, we'll be like, hey, Time Master Manager, why don't you beat us up with Time Master? But no, and then we tell him, you need to get rid of this time power, or else he's going to die.
That makes sense. You're basically saying we do well specifically to job at the final match against the Time Master.
You get
The
result
only
for
condition,
scheming people.
the condition where it won't work is if both the manager and or Time Master are too obstinate and prideful to lose, and we cannot beat him in a straight up fight. Which is not unlikely, honestly.
Or if we'll try to call it off if we actually do like fight for real, because it is worth noting, Crim will point this out, that if we go with this deception route and then like we're supposed to be jobbing, but then we actually fight hard, we could very easily be mistaken for koi hunters.
we could use that to basically prove to them that he's very vulnerable to core hunters. Like, take him to an inch of his life and be like, "Yeah, see, you're gonna die."
I think we'll be arrested for that one.
Well, first things first, we gotta make a name for ourselves, and then we can figure out just how agreeable this champion is.
Yeah,
Think
no
before
matter which
anything
way
else-
we go,
Need to figure out exactly what rules we're going to be operating under.
and for that to happen, we gotta do some talking. Where do we go for that?
Your speciality.
Weren't we going to potentially meet with someone before they left town? Remember that person, Tao, from the last session? Who got
Yeah,
upset at
so-
us?
Oh, you Weasel, a Siberian Weasel woman who said she was leaving this morning.
Oh,
damn.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
to possibly get recruited. Yeah, we could ask her about it, and then say, yeah, how about this brutal battle? That's our goal.
Yeah, alright, I can send her a message. Or, is that our plan?
I think it's our best one right now, at least for starting off. Crim looks at the others.
At worst, she'll shoo us off, but perhaps if she's not the one we need to speak to, she can at least lead us in the right direction.
Alright, in that case,
Wouldn't hurt to try.
This is time to get all this prepared. Wade will just concentrate, give it a little toot blow of his whistle, put his fingers against the ridge of his brow, conjure the image of her in his mind. We reconsider. Or should we negotiate?
Okay. You picture this somewhat smarmy, would-be charming, middle-aged woman with like her fancy street clothes, trying to look all sharp. And she succeeds. She's even smiling in your mind's eye of her. And she replies. She seems to understand the spell immediately. Yes! I'm so glad you reached out. He was wearing those robes. Have to talk. I'll go back. That inn.
Alright, Wade will relay that. He was wearing those robes.
And the inn she's probably referencing is the Restless Raccoon Inn, I think is where she told you to go.
Sounds familiar. We need to think of our personas, and then he kind of just like looks over to Cashmere. So are you still feeling like the devil now? Now? But that was so redundant. You should work on that.
I know.
Better the devil you know.
I'm not being the devil again.
But
No.
how that work?
But
It was a fluke. It was a fluke.
But you
We were trying.
you heard those kids. But now I am the devil now.
No. Not again.
Crim suddenly perks up at a realization, and like he swings his head back and starts ruffling through his bag, and then suddenly he pulls out 2 little rubies from his gem collection. He says, "If you fashioned these just right, they look like horns."
Cashmere gives him a blank look. Who's gonna carve him?
Crim's eyes bug out.
Carve the rubies? No, never mind. Okay. Is party gonna head to that inn then?
Yeah.
We're in.
We have no choice.
Way to do some shopping beforehand, just to get everything set up.
Okay.
Oh,
And yeah, make
Bring
sure
it
you're
up.
all checking your spells and stuff for the day too.
He brings his
Shall
own materials.
diligently check Crim's spells.
on the subject of like shopping stuff, like if you guys are ever having to buy specific spell components, let me / Turner know. Not you,
They already
Cash.
bought. I think they've already bought most of the ones I need.
I just I hadn't mentioned it before. I'd talked with Tal about one of my features. Let me look at the exact name of it. Forged Bequeathed. It lets me purchase components for spells, and I can basically pay less to get a component that should still work. And I believe he said that you said tell that I can use this for other people as well.
I forget what I said, but I believe it.
Okay.
I will ask, poke you about this during the break, but there's something I want to remind her on
Okay.
for later. Yeah.
Not quick, I forget the city's freaking humongous. A long walk through the cloudy city and the craze of SHL that's slowly escalating later. You arrive at another inn towards the northern part, on the outskirts, where there's a lot of meetings, stables and deer and horses and even an elephant. They're all, people are coming and going. It seems like a main entry point regarding trade and people to the northern part of Bos. And just as you're
hopefully
arriving,
not the trade of people. Haha. Dun, 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 dun.
oh, that's the next plot. No. You see, surrounded by a small staff in similar clothes, with this weasel leading with a swift stride that gets even swifter as she sees you all. By the way, Turn, are you wearing the brouhaha clothes, or did you change back into your normal attire?
He would have changed back to his school robes to feel more comfortable.
Okay. She gives you a nod of appreciation, annoyance, not sure, Wade, but then holds up a finger, catching her breath as to those surrounding her as you meet in front of this inn.
There's one thing for Wade. I mentioned before the meeting happens, he probably would have changed. I imagine he's got a very prominent tin whistle hanging on a lanyard around his neck. He's got one of those little noble puffy hats that in Baldur's Gate, like those obnoxious puffy hats that they wear. Wearing the prominent slouch pants and the shirt with the very prominent V that exposes the chest, and it's greetings, compatriots, you gaze upon the bard.
The most Crim would have done was, if the extra time that they had was, he'd get a cloth from his bag and kind of just polish his horns so it looks a little shiny and looks nice. Just like Mother told him.
Okay.
Cashmere.
Okay.
Oh, I was just saying, Cashmere is wearing his regular street clothes and pointedly does not have the cloak of billowing on.
Well.
Okay.
Now
Should
he's
I
not
go?
the devil now.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the bard. Okay. Looking you all over. But then she really only has eyes for Turner. I'm going to preface this by saying we're only letting ourselves fall behind schedule to come all the way back here when we already left 2-3 hours ago, Al? Yeah, 3 hours. Because my assistant pointed out something. You're wearing the same robes. Are you an Ogma University student?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, you're coming. You have to come. We'll pay you. We need to talk. You are essential to this. What's your name?
Turner.
Turner. Well, okay. But please forgive me. Want to get that out of the way. I can tell you are not immediately opposed to the idea. That's great. That's very good. What are we talking about here? What's being reconsidered with your magical spell?
Well, we
Just
wanted to give this a try. See if we can make a name for ourselves here. He kind of then realized he kind of stepped over Wade, so he kind of lets him speak.
That's all good, as my friend says. We simply want a piece of the action, as you say, and a chance to step in with the big boys. We'll prove ourselves well. If you can give us an audience with the real top cats in this business, and he'll maybe would have done some cursory research and rattle off a few names like X, this person, and even God forbids the Time Master. I promise we'll do our job well.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk. Let's walk and talk. I'm a very busy woman, and I have a university to go to presently. You all packed and ready to go? Let's figure the logistics out.
So wait, you mentioned my robes in the observatory. What does that have to do with this?
She's trying to walk and expecting you to follow, along with the uplifted elephant and ibis on her side. Do you guys want to walk and talk, or are you like, no, let's figure this out first?
I don't see any reason not to walk and talk.
Yeah, I would follow.
No, we say no. No, let's figure this out right here now. We stop and then we hop onto a train and start fighting her.
God,
Okay.
Beagle, that is a deep cut.
Oh, I get it. I was like, that's kind of random. Then I
Wow.
remembered the campaign. Okay. It's less
Sorry,
funny at the
Snap.
time. Okay. She's like, I'll be out of character a bit for this, but she's open to the idea of you being, yeah, maybe we could find a spot for you in the storyline that's bringing in people from all over. Maybe you're the adventuring buddies, the bards team. Get you some new outfits. We could drum up some interest in the public, see what sticks. So she's open to that. If you ask her, like, okay, can we arrange this or that? How does this work? She would say, perhaps in contrast to your presuppositions, Alex, that a lot of it is based on merit, and a lot of merit comes from public reception. People who aren't popular, people who aren't good at making it look good, people who don't have a lot of ability to do damage that isn't mitigated, they would not be favored.
Well, let's say I have the ability to make it look as real as possible without actually causing sustained damage.
She's like, yeah, that's great. There's certain training arenas we could get you in. We could give you the rules, some common ploys, and if you're natural, that'll serve you well.
He'll kind of look to the others and say, well, I apologize for if I startle you guys with any sudden explosions you're caught in.
Sounds quite capital. Oh. Will you be responsible for doing any of those skits, any behind-the-scenes battles and the like? Is that part of the contract?
Yeah, she would say, absolutely. There'll be some low impact, low attendance events that are happening all around. We'll get you in one or two, see how it goes, and then can escalate from there.
All right. Let's do this.
Crim briefly opens his mouth and he generates what's like a brief strobe light style flashing of light, and then smiles.
Yeah.
That's flashy.
Yeah, she looks a little bit impressed. You could tell that she's not head over heels about your fancy costume or just these superficial things. She's kind of taking it back to, okay, we'll see how you actually do in the ring, reacting to the crowds and stuff. You could probably tell that she's dealt with a lot of people who are good at talking the talk, but can they walk the walk?
Cashmere will do a backflip. Standing backflip.
Check
She
this shit
nods.
out. I backflips, face
And that-
plants, never
that-
gets up.
And that one was without a running start.
That's the ultimate power fantasy. There must I assume a third of a DMs would make you roll for that, Cashman.
If it was Pathfinder, we probably would have had to.
No, you do have to roll.
Should I roll?
No. She gives you a smile that you might interpret as encouraging and appraising.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
they,
you
they make
adorable thing.
they make you roll. Your modifier is +9, but you roll a 3, so you fail anyways.
And you soon arrive at a stable that has stir deer. Those of you from the first campaign might remember these. But the most common mount in this part of Bose are a certain breed of deer called stir deer that are trained for long distance transportation. Bulky,
Sounds
don't
vaguely
need as much
familiar.
resting. And you would soon find yourself in a group of trained stir deer with a guide, with meals. There's, 12 silver per day, blah, blah, blah. It's this far away. Ask for 4 gold pieces each. And an uplifted yellow and black garter snake woman would say she'd be happy to lead a group of you to Ogma University.
Oh, whoa. But
I know this is surprising. We have a lot to talk about, Turner, because, as I said, you are the key. Well, I said to him in the magic thing, woo, you are the key to this. We can't get you going just yet. We got to figure out some other stuff.
sorry, you can't just like drop that on me. What does this have to do with anything? This is a bit out of the way.
Cole. There is a man named Cole. Maybe you know him. He's a student there. He's a bit of a sports star. They make him good up there. He's a natural. I've talked to him when I was doing some preliminary recruiting. He hasn't signed any contracts just yet. I told him I'm coming. He's preparing for an interview. I think he's pretty interested in the SHL too. This is a springboard for a lot of people, you understand, especially poor university kids who know magic and do their arcane dodgeball or whatever. You feel?
I feel.
Oh, we've got to flex some people's scholarships right now.
I need him and whoever else he's got, anyone else who's interested and can make the cut. I got this whole storyline planned, the jock. Maybe you guys could get even worked into it, but we'll see. But honestly, he's got the star factor. I'm not certain about you guys yet, so I need to prioritize them. If you want to follow me and I could get you going in the league, great, but I need to take care of this.
Does he seem interested in it? Does he just need that one bit of that one thing to just really talk him into it?
Yes, and that's why I'm going to pick your brain, and you're going to tell me, if you're willing, of course, what he likes, how to get in his head, assuming you've met him. I mean,
Don't worry about
school
it.
can't be that big, right? Don't worry about it.
I'll go with you.
Crim gives Turner an odd look at that, like, what now?
I don't think it'll take much convincing, is what I'll say. We know each other. We are colleagues.
Crim then looks at Cash.
Oh,
Cashmere looks between the
Gosh.
two of them.
actually,
What?
Go ahead, sorry.
What?
Crim doesn't say anything. He's
Are you
keeping his
call-
pet cover.
A colleague.
Remind me.
Cashmere was a colleague?
Remind me, where is Ogman University? It's around, like,
It's the
here?
It's right there,
there,
yeah,
okay.
a little far.
Well, actually, sorry, I shouldn't, apologies, I shouldn't just immediately jump on this. How long would it take for us to get there?
The guide has promised, and the guide pipes up, 3 days. Only 3 days with the Sturdier.
That's not bad, I think.
2 days back, it's downhill.
This is, a bit out of the way. We're gonna be in
Yeah.
town for a while, and
Crim, sensing it, intelligently brings up the poster of the brutal battle.
when...
Like
we're
the,
hoping- Yeah,
the paper for the date specifically,
yeah, Turner's, kind of...
if we'd be able to get there on time.
Yeah. Well, we're if you're trying to bring us involved into this, do you think we'd be able to make the cut for that?
Let's get one thing straight. You're trying to get involved in this. I got people who are wannabe stars, they could line up. I'm a manager, I can make things happen. And you could do your things, and I'm sure you're great, but I've yet to get anything that says, oh, I got to have you in. So if you're able to work with me, looks meaningfully at you, Turner, you will have my support. But we'll certainly get back in time for the brutal battle. I ain't gonna miss that. I have to be there.
So
I
do
think
we.
that time frame is our main concern.
I don't think we're in a big hurry to get to Eckhorah. So this is taking a few days out of our schedule, and if there's any place we want to get some information about recent developments and some other extracurricular interests that we have, something might resonate there. He's kind of looking at Crim when he says that, and the others.
Don't miss the prize! This is gonna be big. There's types from all over. Just work with me.
We'll do our best. I don't see any problem with it.
Oh my god. Wait. Tal,
Uh-oh,
can I
why?
do... Crim recognized... That tone triggered something in Crim with his mother. Can I do an insight?
Okay.
Just he's mildly sus of like sleazeball manager personality types.
Sleazeball? What do you mean? This is the most authentic, kind woman.
Mm.
Oh, it's a sure thing.
The decent roll for Crim, only a 14 though.
You try to make sense of what motivates her. She seems passionate about the SHL and wants to make it awesome. And you saw this bit of like star-struck demeanor when she was talking about Cole. Like she really wants to meet talented performers and make amazing performances. Maybe you can't tell exactly how good her word is on how much she's going to back you if you work with her on this. She's definitely got eyes for Turner on that one.
I just wish it could be more straightforward.
In the
Leave
context
town,
of-
come back.
In the context of the showmanship environment of using people to your benefit and then discarding them when they're no longer useful, does Crim have any kind of vibe of that from this person? That's what he's specifically looking for.
Well, that depends if she's basically Vince McMahon.
I mean, to be fair, we're doing the same thing to her.
You got 14, right?
14.
Yeah, I go, wait, don't give him like a little like side nudge, like look over there. Add a D8.
Shit, alright, I'll give you a result for that.
I got 2 results.
Her eyebrow twitches.
The 14 becomes a 20.
Ooh.
Okay,
Ow!
20. That is enough for this woman who is away with words. She wants big performances, and from what she's described of SHL, yeah, there's winners, there's losers, there's people who rise, and there's people who fall. So it's not like, you know, you're going to be worked with forever. But you sense that, yeah, if you have the talent, and especially if she's in a good mood and this Cole whatever situation has helped out, yeah, you think she would really facilitate things and making them happen. She mentioned like using gyms and teaching the rules and stuff, and she seems like she's someone who has like favorite people and will help those
Yeah.
people.
The main thing that Crim was focusing on is more like, does she actually intend to help us if we prove our merit, or is
Yeah.
she already concluding of, are we just a means to an end for Cole and that is it? Is kind of what he was looking
Yeah.
at.
Okay.
And it seems like it is the former. So with...
Yeah, like I think both are true. Like she wants Cole, but she would want you.
Yeah. And with that, Crim will kind of, with an odd knowingness in his eyes that he usually does not display, but for some reason this in particular seemed to elicit a memory that he has not spoken of to the others much because it never was relevant. He kind of just nods at them, says, this might be worth it. Not says, but with his eyes.
The bard finds himself agreeable.
How about Alex? The biggest skeptic.
Sure, let's do this.
Great. Hey, I'm Starcatcher, by the way. I don't know if I ever introduced myself. She tries to shake all your hands.
Is she a cat, by the way?
Wait happily.
Oh, that must be her Baha name.
It sounds like a My Little Pony name.
No, it sounds like a warrior cat's name. That's why I said cat.
What is she again? She's a weasel?
A Siberian weasel.
They're kind of
Okay.
like cats.
How fitting
Kinda.
that she's a weasel.
Yeah, you beat
Wow.
me to it.
And as she's shaking your hands and the camera pans up, let's go to our break, Z.
Break time! We'll return after these messages.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna get into our first match and just like brutally murder someone by accident. Like, sorry, it was a ranged attack.
Okay, welcome back. Hello.
Hello.
I'm eating my favorite granola cereal thing, so tell me if I have chocolate in my teeth. Or don't, it'll be funny.
Congrats.
Just make sure to smile a lot so we can see. Just pretend that
cereal
you're
is
petting Murdoch.
Cereal is chocolate and cardboard.
Okay. Right, off you go. New music time. The best part of any experience, the music.
Mm.
I mean, if it actually play.
Wait, this is the wrong song. One sec.
A treacherous path. We're gonna get into a fight.
All right,
Yeah.
let's talk. Let's talk contract negotiations. Battle music starts.
Show me what you got.
I'm what you can see on that, and the music changes to side path.
Huh. PMD reference. Okay. As you go, I have to share this because I just love this mental image. So, like, how do snake people ride mounts, right? So this snake woman, who's the guide, her, like, body, like, is wrapped around the sturdier's, like, torso once, and then, like, the final part of her, which has, like, the arms and head, is, like, upright. Just a strange mental image.
Do they like
Makes
instinctually
sense.
like they fear regular snakes? I imagine horses do. So like, are they concerned?
Well, they're
Trained.
deer. They're deer. They're not horses.
How long is their tail that they can circle around the body completely and still have their torso up there?
Probably at least like 7-8 feet.
The if they're short, the other option would be that they're kind of just like flooped on top and like they're sitting on themselves kind
Coil.
of deal. Yeah.
By the way, it's an interesting image.
Please subtract 4 gold pieces each from your inventories unless you wish
Already
to intimidate Starcatcher into paying
You know-
for you. Okay.
Actually,
Yeah,
I'll just
I did.
I'll have Turner cover it since they're going out of their way for his trip. He'll be a bro.
Oh,
So
you.
So,
don't subtract 4 gold.
Well, I already did, so too bad.
Well, put it
Yeah.
back.
so is Crim just like going the whole way on foot, or how does this work for him?
Well, he's small when he's not in his.
He has mythic build. Technically speaking, he is implied to be pretty good at just like walking it.
You could choose to be towed by like a wagon. This sort of thing's not unusual for them because these sturdier are like, you know, they're built for
Mythic build
marathons. They make
plus,
this
yeah.
path.
Oh, I imagine
Yeah,
we're
he would-
giving their goodbye to Huston as well. Temporary.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, and I think Huston's like he's set up shop in Karithi
Yeah.
for now. I believe we
Mhm.
just told him, yeah, we're doing this. Good luck.
Wait, just thinking. If only we had a convenient ambush to prove ourselves.
If only.
I think you're so
Ah.
clever.
These mounts go fast, far, and without stop. Had a lot of rest, the guide assures you that this pace is quite normal for them, and they're used to ferrying new students every term, which happens 2 or 3 times a year, to this university. It's pretty safe, and even though we're going into the mountains, the wilderness, you know, there's a university there.
Turners are looking to I almost said Nate, like to Crim, and then you know, there are a few dragon professors at this place. They might be able to find a thing or two about you.
Oh. Crim kind of nods. He's keeping a low profile on the talking with around other people for now, but it's no good because what he does with all that time to himself is he'll be practicing his light attacks, his radiant attacks while being flashy.
And I can't promise that no one will try to make an experiment out of you, but well, we can always say that you're off limits.
Crim's
But
trying
real
to
nervous
figure.
about that one.
Crim's trying to figure out the timing for his stylish commands.
You're actually entirely correct.
Blow the light and then like smirk at the camera. During this, you can pick up from the conversation that Starcatcher is having with her companions Like, oh, they're talking business and costs, and this enterprise is kind of staggering, the resources that are being put into it. And you learn, like, okay, there's these gyms that are high security that the people are training in. You know, there's names for common moves, but there's a lot of unpredictability. They're talking about safety, the contracts with the brouhaha. But most of all, any spare time that Turner is not peeved. She's trying to pick your brain about this university, the type of personalities that are there, this arcane dodgeball, and Cole, if you know him, tell me about him. Like, how do I get him on my side? What makes him tick?
I think Turner's going to kind of maybe not give away everything that he knows about Cole, figuring at the very least, like, he's pretty confident he can talk Cole into it himself. But maybe wants to, maybe has enough of a sense to, like, hey, maybe the less that she knows, the more bargaining power Cole can have too.
Okay, she respects it. She just seems happy that you know stuff at all.
What was that, Nemo? Sorry?
It's real savvy.
Mm-hmm.
On the third day in the morning, you're getting fairly close, according to the guide. Turner, you probably recall this path distantly. It's through the mountain passes that are fairly bare. There's some snow ahead on the very taller ones. She's like, oh, you can see this tall mountain ahead, like the North Star. It's always there, very, very distant. They say a man named Ipsar watched over all of Bos from the tallest peak. And there's a castle there, but good luck verifying that.
Turner's like kind of like feeling like he has to keep himself from just trying to fly up to just get a look at it right now, but he can be patient.
See, the more north you go, these mountains are peculiar in that there's always taller mountains. It's not like ups and downs. It's like almost like artificially, like shorter ones, taller ones, taller ones, taller ones. You think the ones where the sea is are the tallest of all. And Turner, you would know that for a fact because you know the local geography.
Well, if
and then there. Oh,
if you're worried about nerves before Cashmere, you're about to be in their sanctuary.
Oh boy.
Oh, I sure hope it's a sanctuary. I'm exhausted.
You all have wings there? Is that the point?
No, there are other students there too. Cole's a cheetah after all.
Could have fooled me with all these mountains.
Well,
As you say that,
first...
Crim comes down from one of his joy flights to pass the time.
Well, consider that to be the first challenge, is making it to the university or something. I don't know.
If this Cole character is going to be one of the heels of this tournament, he's certainly going to be a cheetah.
Turner grabs out the little jar.
Yeah, wait till put in a few coppers into it.
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't get it. Can you explain the joke?
The pun jar.
Cheater.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! That's funny.
Racism and punny.
Hey, I like to think I have the card for that.
Your conversation is interrupted by a sound that persists. Way off to the left, maybe 100 yards. You're kind of in a valley right now, about to go up more on a cliffside path and down again, so close to sea level. There's just this steam, this hot, visible cloud of steam that's like spraying like a geyser has just appeared.
Is this normal from Turner's perspective or no? I don't know how to react.
But roll a nature check with advantage.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna have Cashmere jump in place. Literally jump. Surprise.
I got a 1 and a 5 on the dice, which is going to total to a 9, because I am not proficient.
Not that you're aware of.
What is the guide's reaction to this?
A puzzled frown.
That's supposed to happen?
I'm Turner's gonna kind of fly up to get a look around the area.
Crim follows.
Her response is slow, but it amounts to no.
Everyone disperse. Wade does a quick roll off the wagon, just like this might be ambushed.
It's the deer, yeah. Okay. You would start flying around the area, you two, and yeah, there's just this geyser, this hole in the rock with nothing that seems to have created it, and it's still just pouring off hot steam into the air, some 30 feet.
Thirty
And
feet
then-
height, not diameter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then in that lapse of time, another one, maybe 60 feet away from that one, just explosion, small rocks into the air, and there's another steam blast.
Maybe we should get out of here. I'm sensing a pattern.
Yeah, Alex, do you know what phenomenon this would be? You know geography.
Yeah, is there anything I might potentially recognize about what's going on here?
Yeah, I think nature, I think survival might qualify too. I'm checking the rules.
Somewhat related to that, would Crim be able to do a nature check of some kind to verify the pattern of where the next one will be, and he can probably try to guide the sturdier through it?
Sure, yeah. You could do it intelligence or survival, or investigation or survival. Nature only, though, for the what is this phenomenon.
Okay.
I'll use my resolve on that one. There we go.
19.
23 investigation for determining navigation path.
Would I be able to give? God, it feels weird because I was thinking that that's a good idea, and then I'm don't want to give resolve because we already have it, but because I like that idea. Would I be able to give him after he already used it?
If you haven't given it this session, you can do it for any reasonable reason.
Okay, I think that's a good idea, Nemo.
Very good. I shall replenish my resolve.
There's only been 2 steam blasts. You might assume it's linear, so yeah, you could certainly guide things away. You've been at a safe distance. So you can.
Not necessarily linear, but also where there's steam, there's pressure. So Crim looks for where the ground seems to be showing signs of bulging for the next blast and stuff like that.
Okay, fair. Then the next one you would see occurring is way off, sort of breaking the pattern, but you can at least see it burst first, and you can kind of navigate the deer more safely as the guide seems a bit perplexed.
Yeah, Crim will make a calling roar down toward the advisor, and then will fly in that direction very deliberately, go this way. He'll go in circles. Smart dragon.
Okay, yeah, she just goes with it. And good thing too, because you were going to a spot that was lower and building pressure, and then that explodes too with the 4th. But this is a 19 nature. This is a geologic phenomenon. It's sort of like an earthquake equivalent. There's something happening with the tectonic plates or whatever deep beneath the surface, probably connected to this mountain range. That is certainly hazardous. It could be spontaneous. Could it be happening from a ritual or some subterranean creatures or something? That's anyone's guess.
It sounds like what actually happened is something shifted, moving groundwater to where lava is. That's a lot of steam from there.
Wow, it's like you have knowledge about these types of things.
Okay, so you're more or less just kind of evading.
Yeah, Crim will be until something changes. Crim's doing steam guiding.
Way to follow along.
Cashmere is perched on one of the stir deer. His ears are against his head. He doesn't like all the noises.
Oh, yeah. And then it accelerates abruptly. A whole bunch more, and this pattern reveals itself as roughly like a big circle. And now the steam vents are shooting out rocks. Little pebbles, then larger ones, and there's a glow hinting at lava. But beneath, and then seconds later, lava is outflowing from that first steam one, then the second one, and starting to pool in small little lakes in a large area. These steams you see one far ahead, one far behind. This is like maybe a quarter mile.
A quarter mile radius
Diameter.
circle. Oh,
Yeah.
diameter circle.
Does there
Grim
look
will-
to be a path we can take to avoid it? To not walk in lava? I forgot to
you'll
bring
have
my gravity suit.
We'll die.
Yes, Crim is guiding you in probably the best way out, but it'll probably be a couple minutes before you're able to be there.
How many different
Yeah, at this
Sturdy are
point,
there?
Crim is
One for everyone, maybe a spare one with supplies. Like 10.
Okay.
Crim would be looking for like high ground as well. Well, everything's high ground, but high ground that would be like the best if lava were to accelerate, to avoid any places that the lava would, physically pool the most readily while pushing along this path. Because lava, that's real bad. What kind of lava is this? Fast flowing or slow flowing?
It's when it's first emerging from these vents, it's yellow, hot, it's flowing. It's like liquid
Okay.
almost.
Oh, fast flowing. All right.
She respected us. All right.
Don't worry. It's not like I know a lot about this for some particular reason.
Okay, you are heading there, but the sturdier are suddenly not as interested in taking orders or staying in neat fashion. They are spooked. Not wanting to move.
I'm going to spend a spell slot and cast Speak with Animals.
Ooh, real good.
Beat me to it.
And I'm going to say, I know it doesn't look good, but we got to keep going or it's going to get way, way worse.
Follow the big bird.
Okay, is there rules in the spell for like a check to convince them of things? I wouldn't think so.
I mean, I would assume at that point it would basically be the influence action.
Yeah, okay.
Is it like
Uh,
kind of like animal handling just been merged with nature in this point, or survival?
survival check, please, yeah.
So I don't remember the details of animal kinship. Does that only provide any benefit whatsoever against the feral version of your own species?
I believe
Yes.
so.
And very close ones.
Okay.
Good thing you're secretly half deer.
He steered us.
Yeah, the extra language that Alex has is giant elk.
That is a
So
language
dumb.
in 5e for some reason.
So I've actually gone through and updated monster stat blocks, and instead of giant elf, they just use druidic.
Makes sense. Give a fucking use for that language. Pardon my French.
This is going to be a weird check, but we are going to resolve that because that is trash.
So trash.
Okay, that is way better. That's a 22.
Ooh.
22. You're speaking their language, literally. But you're able to phrase it in terms of life or death. And you get some, okay, fine, and okay, yeah, let's keep going. What is that? I don't know, let's keep going. Follow the big bird.
Is the big bird Crim or Turner?
Crim in this case, because he's the one who's doing the Steam Watch.
Excellent work.
And they all are able to keep going with a 22. Not how I thought that would go. Well done.
We're smart.
Don't sound too disappointed, Tal.
We use our brains.
But two more obstacles occur. One, the steam is turning darker. All this area is soon becoming hot, smoky. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw. 30 feet away will be lightly obscured. 60 feet away is heavily obscured.
Okay. That's a +1. I need more con.
Do this.
Another 16. Not bad.
There it is.
Not bad enough.
Nat 20!
I didn't roll too well, but I have a good bonus. 15.
I got 19.
Okay. Wow. All right. That's insane. So, the ibis and the guide snake start coughing. Their eyes are watering. Other people are doing what they can. Close, squinting, trying to stay close to you, especially Alex, who seems to be guiding things. But the rest of you are fine for now, just bearing yourselves against the fumes.
Let's push on.
You mentioned that this would be a few minutes of time to get past the worst of it at the estimations,
Mhm.
right? Okay. How many minutes have passed so far? How far are we now? At our
Probably
current
like
rate?
a minute from the edge of the current outpouring.
A minute, you say? What a good number. As Crim goes into overdrive and enlarges himself. Then, with his much stronger and larger wing beats, he starts trying to blow as much of the nearest smoke away to make a clear, desirable path.
Do you like break the Sturdier's back? You're like, oh god.
No, he's flying. He's flying for this.
Oh, right.
Huh. Just blowing your lungs air.
No, his wings. He's beating his
Oh.
wings, which are now like 4 times as much surface area with his
Okay.
enlargement.
Give me an athletics check, please.
Okay.
I'm not building any straw houses in his presence.
I have not been rolling well on these lately, but I just have good bonuses. I'm hoping it does a little better. No, these die are rigged. 18.
18. You disperse this enough to provide advantage on future Constitution saving throws against this hazard.
Nice.
To everyone.
Nice.
Fine work,
And-
friend.
Alex is like getting ready to start trying to use elementalism, and then he sees Crim doing this. He's like, yeah, that's probably a lot more effective than what I can do.
The martial thing was the solution? What? Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And then larger rocks are landing, crunch, 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 like breaking
those
the
will
wall
be fun.
ground, making some craters, and creatures are riding some of them. Roll for initiative.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my.
Alright, so let the record stand that Wade was spread out.
Actually, real quick.
Uh-huh.
Using the memory echo. Okay,
That won't work for their buddies, I don't think. Needs a week for that.
Well, using his memory echo, would Cashmere realize that these are very similar to the creatures they saw back in Bridie's Mountain?
No, they're
Are they?
completely different.
Oh, they're different. Okay.
They're riding them. They're not them.
Okay.
This will be fun.
Sick. Family. Roll that
Should roll too.
first. I should roll initiative, actually. So this is my actual roll right here.
Oh,
Slightly worse, but still okay. Oh, yeah, top initiative.
I got 13.
Roll.
And no, I didn't get 13. I got.
Oh wow,
16.
there's my good roll. Why is that where my good roll is? I don't even want that here.
I got 11 and 16, I think.
3 17s? Really?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, Crim will be the last because he has a -1, but yeah, I rolled an 18.
Anyone want to swap?
I would only for the sake of knowledge checks, but if you'd rather start off in the middle of the action, your call.
I kind of want to see where the enemies are first.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll reveal that in a minute.
Yeah, I don't see them on the map yet.
For the purpose of overdrive, how much time has passed? since he went overdrive?
20 seconds.
Okay. So he has 7 rounds left.
Okay. These are some generic tokens I made called non-combatant. These just roughly represent like the other sturdier and folks following.
Oh, they're kobolds.
Feel free to adjust yourselves, by the way. There's definitely some leeway in this battle.
Yeah. I just had Turner flung before, so I put him 20 feet in the air.
Oh, and here's Overdrive Crim. That should be easier. Good idea, Will.
Whoa, he's so
You're
big.
welcome.
Big Crim.
And of course, it's telling me I don't have permission to update Big Crim's position.
I
Oh,
got it.
Yeah, that still
No, I
happens
think
for
that was
me.
regular Crim. Yeah, I still get that all the time.
God. Oh shit, they're right in front of us. Oh, no, never mind.
No, they think these are
Which way-
enemies or allies.
Yeah, which way is forward? Because Crim would
North.
have been leading that.
North.
Okay, this is about where Crim would be then. And elevation. He would have been. Let's see if the smoke was that high. Then we heard. Yeah, he would have been. He would probably been keeping up with Turner. What was Turner's height? 20.
20 feet. I've heard that's high
20
enough for him to get
elevation.
a look, but not be like super high.
So lava, obviously. These small yellow circles are the steam vents where other things are coming out if it's ever relevant. Everything else is just dirt ground.
That's good. And enemy tokens?
No. What do you do? Just kidding. You won!
You did not.
The creatures that come out of here that are riding some of these rocks sort of like expertly, like, you know, like someone perched on a dragon with blades out, sort of. They look like uplifted newts, like amphibian lizards of some kind. They all have various shades of red skin. Some of them have like primitive, like metallic armor or other like clothing, but it's all more or less made of metal. It's fire themed.
I have a feeling heat metal won't work on these guys.
Oh, thank you!
They have similar swords that lack a differentiation between the handle and the different parts. It's just like curved, sharp blade edges of metal.
So when you
No.
say riding rocks, are they like doing the walking, bouncing on a boulder,
Princesses
or
used to ride these boys for
No.
miles.
Like they're gripping them like a lizard, and the rock is like spinning and stuff.
okay, so they're having to like backpedal to.
No, they're letting. They're going around. All around.
No, they're really rolling, like their face is hitting the floor every rotation.
Where are they?
I will reveal in a sec. I just
Oh,
want to.
okay.
Some of them have like chain effectively, or like plates. Some are holding shields. But anyway, I won't reveal them now.
Oh. I'm
Somehow
gonna
they
put
seem
my-
to have. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to put my initiative at 16.9, just to indicate that I have a -1.
And the ones seem to be distributed riding rocks such that they arrive encircling you. Bad coincidence or skill? Who knows? And again, despite the tokens, those just to differentiate like creature types, stat blocks, or whatever, but they all look kind of like. The closest would be that token, but they're more lithe, skinny, like bulging eyes, long snouts, more vivid looking skin.
So they
very
look-
animated.
Largely the same species, just with different specializations in how they fight.
Yes, they're all the same species. Yep.
Okay.
Any questions? Cool. Cashmere.
Oh boy. What does Cashmere do here? Well, he looks around and he sees the sheer amount of them. And he wonders for a second, how are they going to get out of this one? No, he doesn't.
Find out next time on Zine.
Timetwist.
Oh no.
And twisted.
Important clarification. We are mounted on the sturdier, correct?
I think no. When
I think it depends on the
once
person.
You could be.
yeah, it depends on the person. Once Wade said scatter, things became a bit more. We're no longer traveling. We are navigating, and that becomes
If you choose to still be mounted because they are compliant, at least with going north, you can use them. But with the new environment, the new situation, you may have to do checks to get them to function as mounts.
So, first thing Cashmere is going to do is run over to Crim, stand under him, or like right here, and he's going to unhook and unlatch his spear, and he's going to stab at the guy right in front of him a couple times.
I think you gotta move up one space.
It's reach or no?
It should be.
Okay.
If it's a regular spear, then it's only 5 feet.
Is it?
I don't know what weapon you have, but yeah.
Do you have
It's just a
Do you have-
spear.
Flex Mastery and you're using it two-handed?
He is using it two-handed.
Oh, the
Do you have?
okay.
Did you select Flex Mastery with it?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, that's a 5-foot reach weapon.
Yeah, I don't think you have reach.
Okay, well, I guess he can just run back once he's done. Okay. Yeah, so he'll stab at it a couple times.
Okay.
18.
18 hits.
Hits. Double check here. Alright. And I will hit it with damage. 9 damage.
As a reaction to you stabbing it, it goes hiss, and its skin and everything about it burns bright, white hot for a moment, and there's this wave of heat. You must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or you will have disadvantage on the next attack roll before the end of your next turn.
Well, that's just dandy. 12.
On the bright side, that means you can disengage without disengaging.
Yeah, because it uses
As a-
reaction, so
That's a failure. Yeah, it's hot. You can't aim well.
at least it's only one attack, and you get like 70 as a monk. So
Yeah, he's straining his eyes, but you know, and he's gonna keep going. He's gonna do a flurry of blows to try and topple it.
Okay.
There we go. Bam. Another 11. It's like third in a row. 18.
Was that with disadvantage?
Oh, it has to be disadvantage, right? Okay,
10 will miss.
that is a miss. Let's go
Very
again.
missed with the shield.
That is a. Maybe the next one will be even worse. Almost.
It's just one attack that's disadvantage.
Oh, just one? Okay.
Yeah.
So that'd be 11. That's a miss, probably.
11 will miss.
I'll resolve that. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Okay, 16?
That does hit.
There.
Okay, there you go. Topple, dexterity saving throw on your end.
Oh no. 14?
I think.
Can't tell if it's a 9 or a 6.
what's on the opposite side?
12?
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
His
Okay.
the DC is 14, I think. Either way, right?
My spell save DC is 15 with a 18 intelligence, so
My guess is his key save or focus save DC is probably 14.
probably.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it
that's
is, yeah.
success then.
Success.
Okay. Topple him.
If he
And he
meets
will-
the number, then he succeeds, so he's not toppled, I
Yeah,
think.
he saved.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I'll do the damage.
Right.
11.
Ouch.
And I'll finish it off with one more attack.
Punch his lights out.
Are you kidding me? 14?
No.
Oh my god.
Cashmere, go for the legs. Add a D8.
I guess I will.
Good call.
That's a good call. You got a shield up high.
18.
That hits.
Yay! 7 damage.
Okay.
And with his sleeves singed, I'm assuming, fur as well, he's gonna backpedal to Crim. And that'll be his turn.
Sweet.
Oh, that makes it my turn, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Think I have lined everything up correctly. I am going to move here. Let me check everything.
Uh-oh. There it is.
Alright, we are going to ping these guys with a lightning bolt.
Ooh.
Oh. Not the lightning.
Dexterity saves?
How about the firebolt? I'm sure that'll be better.
I don't have that prepared right now.
Okay.
God, a lot of my attacks right now are fire based, so I have to I'm gonna have to use my sorceress or chaos burst later.
Okay, for the top right one, I got over 19.
That will succeed.
The other two, I got 9 and 15.
So that's going to be 2 successes and 1 failure.
Okay.
31 damage on a failed save, 15 on a success.
The one in the middle is like doing this serpentine approach with its kind of short legs, definitely not uplifted proportions. Just goes down, fully illuminated by this. The other two are able to like spin out of the way and not take as much.
Let me just switch back to the correct tool, if it will let me. There we go. And I'm gonna move a little bit more just to kind of not be clustered around people as much. Alex does not look happy with this heat. Pass turn.
Is he vulnerable to it? In any way?
Mechanically, no, he doesn't have like vulnerability to fire damage.
Yeah,
or anything
Flavorfully,
like that.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
just making
flavorfully. It is not a happy environment for him.
sure.
So you don't have another repeat incident with as you did with Scipio, got it.
It's kind of funny because in that book, salamanders have resistance to fire damage, but
That makes sense. Mythologically speaking.
yeah.
Okay.
Alright, my turn. Alright, so Wade sees the ambush ring, gives a little grim little sigh. Time to put on a show, I suppose. Fear not, companions. With the cheerful tunes of the bard, how can we fail?
Oh my god.
Wade, we'll go over here.
They're gonna kill us from someone.
Dear God, man, what are you doing?
He's going to give it a sharp, shrill blow of his whistle. He's in a 30-foot cube. He's going to cast Hypnotic Pattern to catch these 3 guys right here.
Okay, got it.
And because of his whistle, they will have disadvantage on their DC 16 Wisdom save to avoid being charmed and dazed.
Oh boy. Okay. Here we go. Wisdom save. Oh, okay. I'll have to roll 6 dice then. I'll do each one at a time. Let's check their numbers. This
Those are numbers.
guy is stat blocks. One day I'll like print them all out and be like, oh, there's this one. Okay.
We gotta get a printer then.
Ooh, far left one gets a 15.
Ha ha ha.
Bottom one gets a nat 1.
I think
Our
that's a
right
fail.
one gets a nat 2.
Nice. That whistle's put in work. I'm waiting for it to get nerfed because right now they are all charmed and dazed. So when you're dazed while charmed, You cannot attack a creature that charmed you, otherwise attempt to directly harm it. The creature that, while dazed, you can't take reactions on each of your turns. Choose your reaction, bonus action, or movement. You only get one of the three.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, I think I'll be good about that, but keep me honest.
Gotcha. All right, sounds good. And then as a bonus action, the persona drops for a second as he looks to his manager. He produces some stone and says, "Take these, defend yourself, throw them."
This fucking guy.
Okay. I will let them... Okay.
And he'll probably move a little bit over here, and then pass.
Now they're non-combatants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now they can die.
Mm-hmm.
Fool, you've given us HP! No!
We were safe until you...
Hey, they're still
Giving to someone
the
There are fucking.
How many locust idols do they have?
Locust Dials? What is that?
Locust idols.
Oh, is that from Void Stranger?
Yes.
Oh, wow, I didn't know you played that. Cool. Okay. We'll just talk about that later. Okay, so the charm, they can't attack you. They have advantage to interact. Okay. Is there anything in Hemlock Panem that's like, oh, if your companions shoot them in the face, they are not charmed?
I don't believe so.
No.
There's stuff
However, there is nothing preventing them from attacking companions. It's weighed specifically that they can't attack.
Yeah, also they repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turns. So, it'll sign out because of the whistle, would that still be a disadvantage? Or I can read the description if you want.
Whatever it says, I think.
Because, let's see. You can play the whistle instrument while casting a spell that causes any of its targets to be charmed on a failed saving throw, thereby imposing disadvantage on the save. So, I think that's just for the initial save, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would think so too.
If it's upon casting,
Let's do it. It's something. I'm sure they're more bunched up.
still good for applying it. Yeah, that's a whole turn.
Good good growth, be able not to try to like fight for it.
I do miss the old hypnotic pattern.
It needed to be nerfed.
Two things happen. First, let's resolve the less spicy one. They will act immediately on this turn afterward, we shall say. You, Wade, can have them do one of 3 things on their turn.
I get to choose?
One. Yes. One is they can put their efforts together to do some minor cantrips, such as Vicious Mockery or Minor Illusion. 2, you can have them use these new stones they have to do, let's say, 6 piercing or whatever the damage type is collectively among them. Or 3, maybe some basic first aid.
Well, for now, we'll keep it simple. Just throwing the stones, doing 6 force, whatever.
Okay, who do you give that to? Which enemy?
Let's see. Let's do the one that Cash is tagging and focus fire at.
Okay, I roll with your... Oh, it's a nat 2. Okay. That is a miss.
Damn it.
Bang! Not
Worth
good
a
enough.
try.
Okay.
For a second, I thought you were talking about the enemies that charmed. Like, I get to decide what they do?
Oh, yeah.
Ultimate
Yes,
power.
I just heard 1 of 3 things, and I thought of, like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Same.
One other thing that happens, though, to you, Alex. You see Wade doing this spell, and then suddenly these creatures, these assailants, looking at him with friendlier eyes as they've been charmed. And your senses, your vision, hearing, is suddenly transported away from the battlefield for a moment. Almost like a forceful recollection or a vision of some kind. You see a tiger salamander woman, your age, riding a large crocodile. Person who seems familiar to you. And just as Wade casts that, you see her casting a similar spell, making similar gestures on some angry fish like piranhas as she's crossing a river, and they suddenly are swimming about her more placidly, and she smiles down at them, satisfied. She gives like a decisive nod, and concentration returns to her face, and she spurs her steed to cross the river more quickly. And you see reflected in her eyes, on the other side of this river, fire. And then it's Crim's turn.
Oh, okay. Upon that happening, Crim doesn't know what that is, but he sees an injured enemy that Cash had just fought, and he figures that would be a good spot to begin. So, Crim will descend to lose his altitude. For now, 0. We'll land a bit here for... Oh, wait, no. I can be there, because that's... Yeah, that's an okay spot, I think. I don't know. How does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go. The highlight is
Oh yeah,
weird.
yeah, that's good.
And then Crim will do a breath attack against these two
Well, no.
north of him. I believe that is a dex save from both.
10 from the one closer to you, nat 3 for the other one.
Yeah, this is going to be full damage then. I think I'm going to do not a macro, but the breath attack for this one. They'll take full, assuming they're not resistant. 24 radiant damage. Each.
Oh.
Ouchies.
As you land and hail, they both seem particularly concerned about your appearance in this battle, and they even like stop in their advance. But it's not like it's particularly a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like they're vulnerable.
Yeah, they're just scared. They're scared.
Of course, a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Let me double check if I just realized that was actually a pretty good thing. Fuck me. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's funny. And then Crim will try to pick Cash up onto his back. Like, just duck his head underneath. And pick Cash up.
Cash will consent.
I'm not sure if mechanically you can force someone to mount you without like action economy for it.
Okay.
Well, at least
That's
you
the
have mythic
case.
build, so don't have to worry about being
If that's
slowed
the
down.
case, I will swap that for instead a creature. What a shame. Alright. He will glare at the warrior, this one.
Mm-hmm.
And as a bonus action, perform Overbearing Gaze. I need a wisdom save.
Okay. 17.
Damn. Alright, nothing happens. He will... Is that next to him? I think that's next to him. Cash will enjoy a +2 to his AC. Pass turn.
Yay!
Okay. Tal's turn. Fun time. Okay. This is what happens. Just verifying. Yes, this is good. Okay. Hello, Wade.
Hi. Greetings.
Here
Hello,
come
Wade.
2 scimitar attacks. 24 and 8.
24 shall hit. Ow. Oh,
You take 8 slashing damage. Oh my god, and 2 fire damage.
Don't put your temp HP, guys. You all get 10 HP.
Oh.
Oh. You sound like Speed Racer. Like you ever seen this company? Ah.
That's a total of 2 to you.
So it's total 10. Oh, so you my temp HP, bastard.
Then, as a bonus action,
Yeah, I said con.
actually, no, it won't do a bonus action. It will stay there. D1. You're not threatening it, Crim, are you? You have a reach weapon, don't you?
His tail.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm having trouble figuring out where Crim is. These hexagons are not accurate.
Oh,
They're like
yeah.
I think they're inverted.
Yeah. Well,
He does
you'd be
have reach,
able-
doesn't he?
Crim is supposed to be next to Cash, so I think he'd be
Yeah, you would. Okay.
here. Not no. That's not. Hang on, I'm working on it. There.
Swoosh.
It is.
As a bonus action, that one you guys are both next to. Its lower half glows white hot, and it starts leaving a trail of fire in its wake. And the ground around it and its body is so hot that its movement does not provoke opportunity attacks.
Damn.
Damn.
It circles all the way here, and I'll draw a trail of lava in its wake. That's difficult terrain. Shallow lava.
And also damage, I imagine.
Actually, not damage, unless... Well,
Oh,
yeah, that's weird. Fiery stride.
Got hot feet. Hot feet.
And I need a dexterity saving throw from you two, please, as it inhales, its throat sac inflating, orange color, and then it spews lava fire breath.
breath battle. Unfortunately,
battle.
I'm bad at these.
Dex save. I have evasion. You fool.
I have a 6.
Seal, it says. Not really. A 6? Oh, that's bad.
Oh yeah, no, I got -1. I ain't doing well on these dex saves.
Got 25.
Well, 19 fire to Crim and 0 to Cash.
Hell yeah.
God, evasion's so great.
Imagine now the backflip you do here is impressing a certain Starcatcher.
He doesn't just backflip, he like jumps off of Crim.
No, he didn't actually pick. He didn't pick Cash up for that one.
Well, yeah, no, I know. He like dodges the fire by like
Oh, I see.
going horizontal and like jumping off him and like twirling around it or something. Something cool like that, you know? Imagine something cool, viewer, please.
Meanwhile, Crim's on fire.
This guy goes, starts being amphibious, just powering through this lava towards you, quickly direct route. But that's all he can do, unless he can move as a bonus action. No, he doesn't get bonus from Fire Stride. Okay, that is that guy's turn. Turner's turn.
Damn, I wish most of them were like closer to each other so I can use some more like abusive chaos burst strats. But they gotta be like within 30 feet. So I guess we'll play it boring. We'll start off with a knowledge roll. Would this be Arcana or Nature?
I should really have anticipated that. It is actually... I don't agree with that. I'll say History or Arcana.
Okay. Same modifier. Or
Yeah.
Same DC rather.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll go with Arcana because I got expertise. 21.
That doesn't... Yeah, okay. 21. For which one? There's two types.
We'll go with these ones because they look more dangerous.
Okay.
Well, I guess we saw a bit of what they did, huh? So, let's actually change it to the Warriors because we haven't seen what they do yet, although we're about to.
Okay, that will meet the intermediate DC.
Okay, the study action. Condition and damage immunities. Damage resistance and vulnerabilities.
I guess
Okay.
first and foremost, like, what are they?
Yeah.
Ah, right, good. These are... You would have heard of these... Herner. They're colloquially called fire newts. Pretty apt description. But you with your bookish knowledge would also have heard them called salamen. They are creatures that have appeared on boats every now and then, like almost like in waves. Some pattern there that's eluding you in the heat of combat, pun not intended. But they are elementals and humanoids, one of the two, a mix. And they are here to kill.
Okay, and is it 3 pieces of knowledge typically?
You gain 3 pieces of information.
Okay, with up to the intermediate. Okay, we'll go with damage resistance and vulnerabilities is always a good one to start
None.
with. No resistances or immunities. Or
Vulnerabilities.
vulnerabilities.
They're definitely immune to something.
Yeah, I misspoke. Okay, highest and lowest ability scores.
Int lowest, dex highest.
Wow. Okay. I got lucky.
Yeah, quite so. And for the final one, its most dangerous action or feature that it
They
can
can
use at will.
These ones can spit lava at a single creature within 10 feet. That is a dex save. But only once per combat. Or short or long rest, technically.
Okay, sorry, I was dictating all that. Alright. Turner then will do stuff. Int is their lowest one, huh? Guess we can play it safe and, you know what? I think for funsies, let's bring out the big guns. I'm going to summon a construct.
Oh!
Oh.
This is my 4th level spell. Okay. Lasts up to an hour if I concentrate long enough. You call forth a construct to manifest into an occupied space. Choose a material. Clay, stone, or metal. Let's go with, I guess stone could make sense right here, huh? That'd probably be the strongest thing to deal with fire. So yeah,
Okay.
some type of stoned creature will join the others and emerge from the ground. Oh, the party token. Cool.
Make a difference.
All right. Let's see. Stone lethargy within range. We're going to have it take do a multi attack on we'll attack these two back here. Can I move it? Oh, I have the wrong thing out. We'll say summoned it to deal with these ones behind, and we're going to make 2 attacks on this one. I think it's my spell attack modifier. It's an 18 on the die, so I'm pretty sure it's going to hit. I'll just go ahead and roll both attacks if that's okay. The next one, 5 on the die is going to become a 12. That's probably not going to hit. I will not resolve it. Sorry, I was just trying to think if I want to resolve it or not. 1d4 plus, or sorry, 1d8 plus 4 plus the spell's rank, so that'd be 1d8 plus 8. 14 bludgeoning damage.
Ow, that one is bloodied.
Okay. If Turner was above Crim, would he gain the benefits of the cover or no?
He would have to be adjacent to Crim. So if he was 5 feet above him, technically, yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, I would not have the movement to be able to get to him and lower myself, I don't think. Or maybe if I moved... Okay, yeah, we'll say he moves, so 35 feet and descends 5 feet. That should put him if Crim is big.
Oh yeah, he would be. Yeah, he'd be effectively... Yeah, if he was
That's right.
15 feet up. No, 10 feet up, because...
Aren't you 10 feet high because you're
height is
big?
weird. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, pass turn. Then you'll blow.
One of these two down here will fight the golem. Just 2 desperate scimitar attacks. Oh god.
Okay, let me check. It's AC 17.
13. Okay, they both. So just light scratches on the stone, not a good blow. The one up here tries to slice you to bits, Wade.
Unfortunate.
13 and 20.
That's 20 will hit.
Take 2 damage.
Ow.
Oh,
Okay. The elevation on
Something.
this one is just it's HP.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still saving con.
Dex save, please. Crim.
Just Crim? Pain
Crim?
time. Alright. This one will hurt. I'm attracting all of the... I'm just assume that failed. That was...
Oh, okay.
I have a net 1. Not a nat 1. A net 1.
9 fire damage from a glob of lava that gets you.
Pain. Crim makes a pained screeching sound.
And the other one can't quite get to you, Cashmere, so also spits lava. Dex save, please. This will go well.
I'm sure it will. Okay. 10?
You're like dodging it before you even see it leave its mouth.
That's a
Wait.
success?
A 10 is a
10.
success?
Oh, I'd scrolled up. I thought it was the 25. You rolled with the party token, that's why.
My bad. I don't
Okay.
know why that happened.
You imagine yourself dodging before it even leaves its mouth.
I'm,
You
I,
trip.
At least you have evasion.
I imagine Cashmere bonks his head on Crim's wing.
Oh, yeah. You are dealt 10 fire damage, but you will take half as... Oh, no. You
Yeah,
take-
it is half.
Oh,
It takes half.
Now he'll take
It's
half
evasion.
because of evasion.
Yeah. It's like,
I thought it was just you take 0 on a success.
Nope, you take half
It's
on a fail.
both.
when you're subjected to effect allows you to make dex save throw, take half damage.
Yeah, evasion's
Yeah.
really good.
I guess that is a question. Does it normally deal half on a successful save?
Yes.
It deals...
Okay.
Yeah, you take no damage on a success save, and a half damage on failed save.
Okay.
So 5 damage.
Okay. Meanwhile, in stunned dazed zone, they can move, but nothing else if they want to move, right?
Yeah. Like, they movement to action or bonus action. They can't take reactions.
They can't even dash. That was effective.
Hehe.
Yeah,
Good job, Boogle.
Okay. If we all could fly, we could fuck these guys over. They have no ranged attacks.
We technically... They have the lava spit.
Alright.
Also, it's an escort mission.
That too. We can't really afford to fly with all those guys, yeah.
This one's underneath you, Turner. It's trying to get its phlegm up, but it's too out of it. The pattern is like, so hypnotic. And do I get to repeat the saves now?
At
Yeah.
the end
yeah.
of their turn.
Yeah, so DC 16 wisdom.
Gosh, okay. Fail, and that's... Does they have a negative wisdom? No, okay, I succeed on just the bottom one.
Yay.
So is it cleared of charmed and dazed?
I believe so, yeah.
Is that all my units that are alive? No, I didn't act for the top one, did I?
You totally
Well,
did.
many.
The bloodied guy?
Yeah.
I don't
Thanks, Will.
think you did. If he only has melee attacks, at least.
They have the spit.
Alright, Mr. Protector, who loves lava so much. Another dex save, please, Crim.
Oh god, my weakness! Let's see if I can roll better this time. Actually, yes, nat 20. This is the one. He's
Fuck
got.
yeah.
He's caught the pattern.
Okay.
He's seen the code.
Cashmere's turn.
Alright. Hearing Crim screech, Cashmere will not be very happy.
I like the idea that he was screeching and flaying from that one and just happened to dodge the other one.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna yell to take a step back, and he's gonna punch the flame blade right in front of him, directly in the back a couple times. Is punching dangerous?
You punched him before.
Also, doesn't he have
Just
the
as a
thing where...
reaction that
Oh,
can
right.
make it harder.
I didn't draw that thing. I'll do that. I don't think it matters, though, right now.
Well, it might actually. because...
Oh, if you want to take evasive action.
Or no, it's because... Might be able to attack multiple of them here, but we'll see. I'm gonna wait for him to do the thing.
That's not quite right.
That's a
Yeah,
lot of
just like-
spaces.
Like here and... to here.
It was everything
Yeah.
within 5 feet of any of his positions during that
Oh.
time, so that's
Oh,
all
that's-
all terrain.
Oh, okay.
Including where he currently is standing?
Yes, when the effect ended, everything within 5 feet.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
And is Cashmere still suffering from the heat thing?
It was
His
only
first
one
hit will
attack.
be...
Yeah,
It was
no,
It was only for his next attack, yeah.
Okay. Alright. Bam! We're gonna punch it in the back. Are you kidding me? 14.
Mies.
Of course.
Crim, try again. Or no, not Crim,
Not Crim.
Cashmere.
Huh? I'm not crazy.
Anti-inspiration. Wow, you can't get my name right!
Sorry, I added.
Anchor.
Well, don't worry. They keep, Tao's calling Crim Turner, so at some point someone's
Yeah.
gonna call me Alex.
Thank you, that's a 20 now.
Heat.
Punch! 7 damage!
Ow.
More bloodied. Or it's slightly more bloodied, okay. We're gonna go for another attack. Hooah! It's fucking
Not your
3.
combat.
Am I within 10 feet
Oh.
of him? No, I guess I'm 10 feet in the air.
Oh no, yeah.
Start pulling up the physical dice after this.
So I could have given him True Strike if he was closer.
Oh shit. I was gonna do a cool thing where I was gonna like walk over to this guy on Cashmere's left and push him into the lava or whatever.
That wouldn't do much. That
Yeah, I know, but it would have been cool.
would have been hot.
It would have been hot. So he's just gonna go for a topple on the flame blade to hopefully finally beat it. There's another flurry of blows.
Okay.
That's better.
Hit.
19.
Can I save?
Should be a... Oh wait, they're good at deck saves, aren't they? Let's go shock, actually.
They're not the ones who I knowledge checked. I knowledge checked the warriors.
I will say they
can't-
certainly do have some amount of dexterity to them. They're all the same species.
Okay.
I'll still do shock anyway, which makes them do a reaction of nothing.
Ah, okay.
Okay, more damage.
That's funny.
Cool, 6 damage. Maybe the next roll will be higher than 4. We'll see.
Heat.
17. Maybe? Slightly better. 8 damage.
Oh, he's on one knee.
Well, Cashmere can't do anything else, so that's his turn. Stay away from my friend! He yells at them.
He says something in this like chittering, grinding, like. That sounds like anyone speak primordial?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Let me make sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, one other thing before your turn, Alex. You, seeing this probably, Cashmere punching and pummeling this, you are again overtaken by something happening, happened somewhere else regarding this tiger salamander woman. You see her, now not just her eyes, but all her skin illuminated by the glow of lava, fire, just as it's illuminating all you guys right now. Still on that same mount. She's swinging a blade, but you see a fire newt jump on her mount behind her, start trying to stab her, and she swiftly does the same kind of like punching closed fist motion that Cashmere just did. With a grunt of effort. And the newt is pushed off for the moment as she keeps fighting. And then the vision fades.
Cashmere, do you have any more
Shakes.
secrets to tell us? Sorry, Doc.
Shakes his head to clear it. I am going to cast Conjure Woodland Beings.
Is that not? Oh, never mind.
So this kind of looks almost like a swarm of insects or something starts flying around Alex in a 10-foot aura.
Hmm.
And I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, and let me double check which save it is. I believe it is Constitution. Wisdom, actually. It is a Wisdom saving throw. I need them to make.
For Starcatcher and the rest, or who?
No, only the fire newts.
Oh, wow, it's a big range. Okay.
Well, because I moved past them, it's because they entered the aura, or the aura entered their space.
Got it.
The aura, you guys.
Okay, Flame Blade,
The aura.
Wisdom save gets a 13.
Fail.
Warrior gets an at 1.
Oh, it's not typing all of a sudden. Okay. They both take 12 force damage.
Yeah, they beat at the insects.
And that will be my turn.
And I will say, you would think maybe, newts, maybe they eat insects? They're surely used to things like this, but they seem to, look at them with alien eyes, like, how do I deal with this? And, just try to bat them away.
Alrighty. So the question: so these warriors, we haven't seen the same evasiveness, right? Where they're too fiery to take opportunity attacks and the like.
Correct.
Alright, gotcha. Question. Turner, are your golems attacks good comparatively to a normal attack? Or
1d8 plus 8 damage. And you can make 2.
that's pretty decent. Let's see. Although, honestly, I'll probably just try and take the load up you guys. So, presumably, if this guy were to move, Crim could opportunity attack him, right?
Unless he does the walkie thing, but yeah.
But that's a warrior, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Alright. No rest for the wicked. Alright, Crim, prepare yourself as Wade lifts the whistle to his tongue, and he's going to cast a Distant Whispers on that guy. So give me a DC 16 Intelligence saving throw.
Oh. I got a 17, but the result is 15.
Oh, they're not very smart.
Fuck yeah! Alright. Maybe this will kill outright. Let's see. So he's going to take 46 psychic. So that much psychic damage.
His whispers are fatal.
Oh, damn it. Oh, I was going to do something cool where you could opportunity attack. Fuck it. Alright, so it goes.
Hey, you killed him.
Yeah. Can you use a little help over here? Then Wade will make some more magic stones and just give it a little direct order to this pod. Kill that guy! They fire over there. Range 30 feet. 12 o'clock. Alright, and then...
How far is 30 feet?
I will say, because they missed the last one, and there's multiple of them, this time you automatically hit.
Oh, nice. Alright, nice. Good shit. Alright, so yeah, on the Death's Door guy, yeah, that'll be, let's see, 1d8 plus 4.
He was Death's Door, so.
Nice. I technically got 2.
He's entered Death's home.
It still only counts as 1.
Yeah, good shit. And lastly, with his bonus action, he'll have. Wade would have cast Shillelagh, and then Pack's turn.
Okay. Crim's turn.
Oh yeah, the non-combatants just do that. Okay. I was double checking one thing that I can do, and I can do it. Okay. I'm going to assume that Cash does not resist when Crim suddenly kind of just hip checks him, and with his behemoth feature moves him 10 feet north.
He will do a combat roll along with it, but we'll go along with it.
That sacrifices some of his movement to do this, but then... God damn it. Then...
So he'll move up 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then with the rest of his movement, I think this will provoke an opportunity attack from the one that is beneath Turner.
Sure, but was that like a behemoth feature you just used?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can just displace people with displacement points.
That's really good.
He is quite
that might
beneath me
actually-
indeed.
I think that's like 15 to hit.
Yeah, that'll miss. It just plinks up.
Oh.
He just like away with you with his wing as he angles this cone kind of downward so that it misses Turner 10 feet in the air, as he then does his second cone breath against these three. Dex saves from all three. I figure Cash might have been able to dodge it, but Snap's been rolling like shit, and Crim doesn't want to hurt his friends, so...
Thank you.
And they're all the warriors. Okay. That's going to be a 6, 15, and nat 20.
15. Let me double check my spark save. No,
Pretty
yeah,
sure that
my
succeeds.
saves are not... Yeah, my saves are not good right now. So, the 15 and above succeed, the 6 fails. They take half of this if they succeeded. We are looking at 22 radiant damage.
That one is on death's door. Wow, nice.
And then... That was... Yeah, my behemoth thing isn't even an action economy thing. Can I... How do you... I'm sorry, this is a... There we go. Sorry, this is my first time doing this.
I forgive you. Oh god.
Ah!
Yeah, that's troublesome, ain't it? Okay, Crim does
Killed
not do
all
the
of us.
thing. Crim does not do the thing he was... Don't worry, it wouldn't have hurt you. It just made everyone prone. Crim does not do that.
That would've hurt me.
Instead, you would have been fine. You were not on the ground.
You have
Oh, okay.
hover for some inexplicable reason. You don't fall to the ground because somebody has no idea what hover is and just decided you get it.
6, 7... Okay,
This isn't you,
Crim is
Tal. This is
now-
the people who wrote the feature originally.
Wait, you wrote the feature.
No, I didn't.
There we
That's a
go.
race thing.
Crim is giving this flame blade something to think about. Past turn. Because Crim displaced someone, he is not +2 to AC, so don't bother going near him. That's the trade-off for the...
Stay away. Stay away.
Okay.
Yeah, just FYI, Tal. Every turn, Crim can choose between grabbing as part of his attack, pushing freely with some points to do so, or the +2 AC. You can only do one per turn. So,
That's
usually
fun.
the default is the shielding thing, because the other two are much more situational. Pass turn.
That's really cool. I like the options. Question for you guys. Do you recall which flame blade did the cone fire breath?
Yeah, that one's dead now.
Okay. Cool. One goes over here, which I think provokes.
I believe that provokes from Crim because he had the melee option. Does
Oh,
it?
actually, no, he will do the thing. This is why he has this feature. Glows hot, fiery stride, wreathes itself in flames. You can reflexively give him space.
Pain.
And I will draw that in later, and then spits a larger plume of lava. Dex save from you two, please.
Toasty. So let me
This
check
is
my-
where Crim's HP stat is more important than his Dex stat. Actually, that's another good Dex roll. 17.
Success.
Nice. Dex Bard, baby.
All right.
Nice.
You take half of 13.
How's Crim looking?
Crim is not bloodied.
Nice.
How's
So
Wade
he
looking?
probably has some patches of scales that are now a bit not shiny.
I'm also right. I'm gonna resolve that con save.
What? Oh, okay.
That
Concentration.
Ooh.
Wow.
motherfucker.
What were you
I
concentrating
swear.
on?
I hit hitback pattern.
Oh,
Well, we cleaned out a bit, so we're doing okay from that
Good eye.
perspective.
I swear it's always the concentration saves where like I get double fucked.
That's +3s for you.
This guy needs to make a wisdom saving throw if he's going to move
Okay.
there.
It's gonna be a good one. 16.
That will succeed, but he'll still take half damage.
Okay.
Initial roll was 18, so he'll take 9.
Okay. And then swings at you with this shaped metal that is hot. 2 scimitar attacks. Oh, come on. 15 and 11.
Those will both miss.
No! Alright. Pass to Turner.
okay.
Go,
gonna
Timber,
use-
go!
Gonna use a bonus action to become Super Saiyan and cast, or not cast, but activate innate sorcery to give myself advantage on on any sorcerer attack spells. And God, I have a good amount of targets that I could go for right now, but I think the biggest group where I can get the most of them is targeting this guy right here, the Flame Blade, who is right next to Alex. I'm going to cast. I'm going to upcast, I should say, Chaos Bolt to 3rd level.
Ooh, let's see how this one chains.
Okay.
So many civilians to use for it.
Oh, 26 to hit this guy.
Unfortunately, that will hit.
Like the
Increase the
idea
damage
of
by
Turner
1d8.
always glancing at people like, oh, well, can I bounce from you?
What'd you say, Will?
5d8.
Oh.
Alright,
Oh,
cool,
no.
we got a double. We got 2 doubles. Okay, so
Damn.
my options here are Acid, Force, and Lightning. We know that lightning's been pretty effective, so he'll take 19 lightning.
Ow, bloodied.
Okay, our next attack will hit this guy on the right. Nat 20! Okay, so that's going to be 10d8 now, right? Because we don't do any sort of like auto 8, right? Or auto like max damage for spells, right?
Yeah, that's only for melee
No.
martial, I think.
Jesus Christ.
34.
Just melee.
We'll stick with lightning just because it's cool.
Down. Dead.
All right, our next, we got some doubles there for sure. We'll attack this one down here who's bloodied. So right next to the party token. I think that's a 17 total. Yeah, 17.
Hit.
We got another double. This will do
Oh my God.
21.
Well, I think as a reminder, it's even though it's like doubling a lot, remember that I think from what we discussed prior, the range is 30 feet from the original splash, right?
Is it? No, I think it's from the last target.
Oh shit. Well, all right.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh, I need to look at something. Huh, I just realized something. Since they're D8s now, there's 2 damage types that are not included by this, but that's okay. We'll look into that later.
Blast can ricochet this way only once.
But if it can ricochet additional times when it's upcast.
Got it. Okay, so this will be the final one, right?
It can bounce once more after this, because let's say there was 1, 2,
I think it's like the spell level +1.
You're casting it in 3rd or
Three.
what?
3rd.
Okay, then yeah.
So this is the 3rd one. I get 1 more after this. We'll do psychic damage to this guy down here,
Okay.
and then the last one, the one who's right below Wade.
Mhm.
Resolve that. 18 on
You
the
have advantage on all of these, by the way.
I've been rolling with advantage. I just got a 2 and a 3 that time.
Oof.
But that was an 18 on the dice, that's 25. 34.
Oh my god.
Psychic.
How much damage was that? 100 plus.
All of it.
100 plus in total.
Well, that's upcasting with some lucky rolls and the birthday paradox behind you.
Okay. Turner just kind of looks to Cashmere and says, "You were right. I am pretty good at this."
Dawson's go off.
He'll kind of like fly over here, get himself a little bit of a distance away from that one who's trying to spit on him. He'll go over here and ascend 10 feet. Pass turn.
What about your golem?
Oh, right, thank you. I'm gonna do more. This one will approach this one and punch it twice. Alas, I probably don't get advantage with these ones.
Then one at a time, please.
Is that a 6 or a 9? That's a 9, so 16.
16 hits, and then it has to make a Constitution saving throw as it glows hot briefly and disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Okay, 12 bludgeoning damage. And Constitution, its con bonus is +4. 14.
Miss. Shield parry.
No, that was the Constitution save.
Oh! Fail. There's its advantage.
Alright, now you have disadvantage. Yeah.
Miss. They're gonna die. PS turn.
Okay, I could take my turn, or I think this is also a good place to call it for the day.
I think it makes
Yeah,
sense
we
to. I think it makes sense to start at the top of the round next time.
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
I
then-
don't mind going a little longer, but probably
Do
won't be
it.
a question.
Kill us!
Make
my day!
So
Well,
Hypnotic
usually-
Pattern's gone,
yeah.
right? The effects are immediately gone?
Yes. Okay, these fools don't realize my concentration was a power inhibitor to be replaced by more concentration.
Two attacks on Cashmere.
They will try.
That's right. They. Nat 20 and 18.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah, those both hit.
Sick. Finally. Oh my
you-
god.
You right on HP, Cashmere?
We'll find out.
The crit deals 8 slashing damage.
Wow.
Non-crit deals
Do you
5.
want to try to deflect it, or?
I mean, you may as well. It's not gonna do much better with another crit.
Just dab on them, like make their crit do 0 damage.
I mean, he still has the risk of getting hit a couple more times. I think he's
What
got
was-
2 more
what was the-
people nearby, but they might go
What
for
was the second one damage?
5.
Wow, he's up to his max health.
I
Amazing.
mean, he's down to his max health.
Yeah, that too.
2 more attacks. 16 and 14.
Both miss.
Okay.
Oh. Tank monk.
This one that's on death's door. I should say it. They're not all male. It's hard to tell. They're newts. So
This user.
this user, that's the perfect term.
This they them.
This non-binary newt spits lava at Cashmere. Make a dex save.
You're good
Will
at
I
this.
know?
Like, you speak to a construct, they, them, and they get offended and say, "My pronouns are it. Thank you."
17.
17. Well, you have evasion, so I won't even roll. You
Okay.
dodge.
Bobbing and weaving.
Meanwhile, in the southern parts of Lava Land,
Wah, wah, wah.
Lethal lava land.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, whatever, goes there.
It's going to need to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's 10.
Nat 20! I'm the worst thing to get a 20 on.
Okay, so it will take half of
Hey, good roll.
22,
What do you mean?
so 11.
Okay. Can you draw like an aura around your character too, just so I remember?
I would love to. I don't know how.
Just do
I know
like
how. I'll
the
do it
measurement
for you.
control and then make a circle.
There you go.
Thank you. But first, can you make a dex save as lava occurs in your face?
We have that bonus. Got it. 22.
Okay. Mostly dodge it. Now you take half of 9.
Okay.
Actually, that reminds me, Tal, you did a lava spit attack on Crim. You never rolled the damage when you successfully dodged that.
Oh.
I thought it was a save and I thought it was a save and half, and you just did it again. It was a save and half. So yeah, I need the damage for that.
Well, usually in these cases I would say I screwed up too late. Do you wish to insist?
I'll just take what you just rolled and half that to 4.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll just save con.
I rolled. I succeeded.
Nice. Okay, and that is my turn. I will need to figure out which ones do the recharge.
If this one is ending its turn, it will also need to make a wisdom save.
Isn't that one dead?
Oh, yes it is. Never mind.
The bugs are eating it. It's fine.
If they start their turn in the aura, do they take damage?
It's if the aura enters their space on my turn, if they enter it, if they end their turn in it, then they can only take the damage once per turn.
I don't think he has enough movement, actually, so okay, that's gonna suck for him. Alrighty. Fierce and interestingly spontaneous combat continues next time.
We're doing pretty well, guys.
But we were
Right,
totally gonna
Next
ask
time.
Like, I just scrolled around. I was like, "What? That's a spy!" No, that guy's dead. That guy's dead.
God, I was kind of worried with
The
like
northeast area.
I was kind of like worried with all the numbers of like the enemies and with I think Cash not doing a huge amount of damage on his first turn, but we're mowing them down.
These guys are a little bulkier than I expected, but yeah, it looks like we've got a decent handle on it. However, if we don't get a short rest, Crim is out of breath attacks, so he's just slashing things now.
We're totally gonna Ash Ketchum this tryout. Like they're gonna love us after this.
Oh yeah, now that we're at that advantage, maybe we should consider doing some kickflips during the...
Or like, man, gee, we should save you if only you give us a spot on this. On this.
Wow, does that count as signing a contract under duress?
That fire newt sure looks like he's gonna stab you. Too bad I'm not in SHL.
Oh my god.
Where some comments I get really get luck, other times just complete garbage.
Yeah.
Such is the way of the monk.
Yeah,
I know the feeling.
I was gonna say I was below average on my rolls as well, because a lot of, like, half of them were well under sub 10. But then you happened, so I guess I didn't roll the worst this time, or this session.
Well,
I was thinking it's just like the double loss on the con save. It's me.
Oof, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
all right. Well, on
Okay.
that note, we'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.